Hello, my
Good
name
evening,
is
everyone. Sorry.
raelcun. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
My name is raelcun. I'm here to do Mad Max. Just before we get started, a few quick content warnings. This game is rather violent. I know this channel is usually PG, but the enemies do swear in the background sometimes. There's a couple gross out moments. If any of that is not your vibe, just letting you know.
Unfortunately, Sad Max is just not a good speedrun.
And why don't you introduce yourself, Monkey?
My name is Monkey Man. I'm here to ask all the dumb and silly questions for chat, so y'all don't have to.
And who's joining us on host right now?
Thank you very much. I'm casual, just hosting for the next couple hours. Thank you.
All right, I'm just gonna get this started because there's a skippable cutscene and then a non-skippable cutscene. Timer starts when I start moving, so I'll give you a countdown for the first movement so we can get started. But to get the biggest question out of the way, this is a non-canon side adventure to Mad Max Fury Road. So we're in the same universe. You'll see a few of the characters from Fury Road around. This is completely non-canon, self-contained. But I really enjoy this game. And I have Monkey here. It's, I think, the first time I've had this on a marathon where I've had somebody who's played the game. It's revolutionary.
Yeah,
But
this game's an absolute banger for any folks who are like me, who want to consume media but have to be doing something. I call it a podcast game, but I got through so many episodes of a podcast through this game.
Yeah. It's a really good chill game. It's open world, made by the same people who made Just Cause, Avalanche Studios. There's a little bit of the violence that you're not going to see too much of that, but it does exist in this game. What happened in the cutscene we skipped? Max is just driving, doing Max things. He gets attacked by, this is his real name, Scabrous Scrotus, and his war boys. And they steal his car, and Max is really upset and shoved a chainsaw into Scrotus's head. But here's where the first movement is, so we'll get going in 3, 2, 1, go. So our current objective in the short term is we want to get the Interceptor back because Scrotus and his war boys stole it.
Yeah, they took the whip. Like,
but this dog was Scrotus's dog, but Scrotus wasn't treating it well, so it got knocked off the car in the fight. And just by, being nice to it, the dog has decided it likes us better than Scrotus. So we have a dog friend now. And to answer the second most commonly asked question for this game, you pet the dog in a cutscene, but you can not do it through gameplay.
Gotta find it.
Oop, right in the rock. Right now I can't run. Rolling at the right points is slightly faster. So we run into Chum. Chum worships what he calls the Angel of Combustion, who has given him the vision of building the perfect car. And he thinks that we have been sent by the Angel of Combustion, that we are saint of the Angel of Combustion, who has been sent to help him build the perfect car. We are the driver, the one who will make the perfect car complete by driving it. And he catches the dog in a trap, and Max is like, no, you don't eat the dog. Dog is friend. So we gotta find some supplies to help with his buggy, because it's not working, and Chum will fix up the dog's injuries and we'll get back to his stronghold.
I realize this game's kind of like Life of Brian. Chum is like, you're the savior. It's like, no, I'm just a dude. Where's my car? It's like, you are the savior.
Yeah. So right now we're in Tutorial Island, sort of. They're just trying to teach us how to use the shotgun, but you can just punch that guy off the cliff instead. And we're going to use a shotgun shot here to skip through some of this introductory combat. But this game, the main way we do it fast is that near the end of the game, there is a story mission that has a bunch of requirements to be able to start the mission. One of them is Legend Rank, which is every time you do in-game accomplishments, you get a Legend Rank. And those give you Griffa tokens, which you can use to upgrade your abilities. And every 10 Legend Ranks, you get a new tier of ranks that unlocks more upgrades from Griffa. We need to reach the Gas Guzzler tier, which is approximately accomplishing 40 achievements during gameplay. Some of them are repeatable, like the combat achievements. You can keep getting them throughout the gameplay. Others are stuff that happens in the open world or combat, that sort of thing. You can get 3 free legend ranks from the Griffa upgrades. So this speed run, we are going to be trying to route out getting 37 of these accomplishments to give us legend ranks so that we can unlock the final mission as quickly as possible.
That was Griffa we just saw there, right?
Yes. And I was doing the rolling there in specific times because if you roll off the ledge like that, you can skip some of Griffa's dialogue. And while Griffa is talking, Max cannot sprint. So it saves like 2-3 seconds max to roll there. It's not a lot, but hey, it's free time save.
You skipped Chum and his lollipop.
My buggy's just over here. Follow me.
I don't think that screwdriver's a lollipop monkey.
It's Australia. They're different down there.
Come, this way.
So we're carrying the dog. Chum has decided the dog's name is Dinky D because there's cans of dog food around the wasteland that are all Dinky D branded dog food. So that means that that's the name of that creature.
Easy, dog.
Because we're in post-apocalypse, and one of the weird things is that everybody in this section of wasteland has a completely different vernacular. Their language has completely changed into some weird version of English. They've completely forgotten about the luxuries of stuff that happened from before the apocalypse. And Max still knows about that and speaks in somewhat normal English. So there's a couple amusing voice lines where Max refers to something and they go, "What?" And then he has to use the wasteland term for it.
From that look point, we may be
Before you
able
said
to
apocalypse, I was
stop
going to ask if you were talking about the game or actual Australia.
Oh my god, Mark.
We can see the camp from up there without risk of detection.
So this is introducing us to one of the other mechanics of the game. This is an open world game, and one of the main objectives is that there are these camps that we have to take down. Sometimes there'll be story objectives to do them, but one of the big things it does is there's big sources of loot. Every time you take down a camp, they get added to your total of conquered camps, and every, so often in gameplay, it gives you currency for the number of camps you have conquered. The scrap currency is a big part of this run, but the passive income is not the main source. We have other sources of getting that, because there are a couple required car upgrades we're going to have to get to progress through the story. And that's the other big routing concern for this game, is making sure we can get enough scrap to get those car upgrades as soon as we can.
Got to get all the secret sauce so we can make the holy whip.
When you're ready, Saint, my holy hideout
So Chum is trying to convince Max that he should give up on, if I can talk to Chum, there we go, that he should give up on his quest to regain his car because he can build him a better one. And Max hasn't given up on his car yet, but hey, it's a car, it's better. But his one insistence here is that the car must have a V8. Everything else, whatever, but it has to have a V8 engine. But there's only one V8 engine that Chum knows of in the entire wasteland, and that is owned by the champion of the Gastown races, Stank Gum. So our goal, if Chum can convince us to give up our fight for the Interceptor, is to make our way to Gastown, enter the races, win the race, get that car, which is our prize for winning the race, and then take the V8 out and stick it into the car that Chum is trying to build, which he calls the Magnum Opus. Can I get around? No. You might have noticed earlier that when I was looting the first camp, I was getting like 2 scrap. One of the challenges in the early game is completely looting 5 scavenging locations. And most of the early game scavenging locations have like 2 things to loot. So it's a good way to get that challenge. One of the other ones we're going to be working towards early on is kill streaks. So we don't have all of our combat unlocked yet. There's chains and like combos. Hello, Max? Fill the car? There we go. But one of the recurring challenges is defeating a set number of enemies without taking damage. And then every time you do that, the number of enemies increases until it hits a certain number, and then it'll repeat at that number. So right now, we're trying to stack up defeated enemies without taking any damage, because the first number is 8,
More blowing
and none of these early game fights have 8 enemies. But it tracks it between combats as long as we don't take any damage in between.
I remember going for 100% on this game, and I think the final level of that challenge is like 20 without taking damage. And I didn't realize it tracked between camps, so I was like, where's the biggest collection of boys?
And one of the dangers here is that we currently have like 5 or 6, I don't remember which, so I'm going to count it as 5 to be safe. And this section up here is an easy place to take some damage, because taking damage in the car will kill your damage streak, even though that doesn't seem like that's the intent. And there's a bunch of swinging, like, explosive traps. And if you hit by any of those direct hits onto the car, there's a chance that Max will take damage. Sometimes. It's inconsistent. So we're going to do our way at best to, move through here without getting hit by these. Normally, you'd want to stay on these tire tracks, as that is the main road. You have better acceleration and top speed on the road. But currently, our top speed is gated because we're driving through a dangerous area and it's still a tutorial island.
Well, I mean, Australia is just one big island, so I guess, like...
You're just going to have fun with the Australia jokes, aren't you?
Oh, 100%.
No, this is not 100%, this is any percent.
Well...
Which, speaking of, this is new game current patch. And that's because when you complete the game, it permanently unlocks the ability in any of your new files to use a couple of items that are unlocked after game completion. There's a better shotgun, and there is a better leather armor. Leather armor reduces the damage you take by a huge amount. Shotgun holds more bullets and reloads way faster. I find it more interesting to play the game without them in a speedrun setting, because it does trivialize a lot of the combat. So we're playing New Game as opposed to New Game Plus. And current patch, because there is a scrap glitch in the original release that lets you infinitely loot a chest for 80 scrap.
Get the car in place down
And just
here.
the
I'll
speed
load
run
everybody
is you
onto
get
it.
to that point, you have all the scrap you need for the entire run, you keep on moving on. There's none of the other scrap routing.
Something here.
And the on-the-fly routing in this game is part of what makes me enjoy it. So we're doing a category that does not have those things.
Maybe I could zip down
If you
this.
would like to use those things in your speedruns of this game, there is a resource on the speedrun.com page on how to downpatch Mad Max through Steam. I don't think you can downpatch on console, but you can do it on the Steam version.
tell them the fun thing about the flashlight.
Still works too.
Oh yeah, so this flashlight is never required except for right here. This gap in the rocks does not exist until you pick up the flashlight. So if you decide, hey, we're going to save a few seconds on that cutscene by skipping a flashlight, it does not let you proceed. Because, I don't know.
And you got the whole world up there in your hand.
So this seems like a useless choice, but one of these car bodies is required later on. So we're going to go pick the Wild Hunt. And that's actually going to save us a little bit of time later on to not have to go find that in the open world. Almost said the open land. It's like, so that open world and wasteland in the one.
The open land down under.
Okay, we're gonna loot this. It's the last looting location in this camp. Gonna shoot this guy. Need one more. There we go. So that's the first challenge, defeating 8 enemies. I can talk today, I swear.
You're missing out on quite the extravaganza in chat. It's a series of puns such as Mad Max started listening to grunge, now he's Plaid Max.
Nice.
You
I love puns. So if you all have pun donations, get them in. Haikus are great. Whatever we can get to torment people who do not like puns, I'm all for it.
Big law drop. Mad Max won the lottery, now he's Glad Max.
There are also going to be plenty of points where we're just, driving and doing stuff. So if you get donations, feel free to just, ask if you got time. Most of the time, the answer will be yes.
All right, we'll do. We do have some awesome incentives still on deck that haven't been met yet, like Spyro 2 Season of the Flame, beating the game with cheats. Ultima, the First Age of Darkness, to annoy Lord British. All kinds of fantastic incentives available right now.
So we could skip killing these cars, but defeating 5 of the vehicles from this faction is one of the challenges. We've already killed 2, so this will be the 3rd. And there's 2 more easy ones we can get later on just for a free challenge rank. It's not always necessary, but taking the few extra seconds to kill those, just a nice safety measure. There's a good number of safety challenges we can get that I will be going for because the marathon showing.
Oh, praise be! We're alive and free of the graveyard.
Let's pull some donuts if we can.
Wait,
What kind of incentives do we have coming up?
I can fix it now if you stop. Or later,
Let's see
add my
here.
sentence.
We have a glitch warp ending for Doom 64. Let's see. The super inefficient game of outdoor logistics and fun. The Wrong Hole. We got Ultima 3 Exodus to kill Lord British. That's a good one. And unlocking hard mode on Beat Mania. Fantastic incentives on board.
Nice. So our goal is that camp we saw earlier. We want to go attack it. Because if the car is nearby, it'll be in that camp. And Chum said that's where they took the car. Chum is convinced that they cut the car into scrap and that it's completely gone. He's trying to convince Max that. But Max is like, we'll go attack the camp. We'll like burn to the ground, whatever. And if the car is there, we'll find it.
Just junk and parts.
We need some water, and there's these across the area. We're getting this one because the objective doesn't appear until Chum finishes docking here. So we can just fill our water while we're waiting for him to finish talking.
It's just there for safe
If the hunchback delivers, this harpoon will be very useful. Got the jag tip.
So Chum is currently building us a harpoon. It's supposed to be very useful in car combat and taking down map objectives on the open world. We're getting it because it's required, and we will make use of it throughout the playthrough here, but we're never going to upgrade it. You're supposed to, through your gameplay, upgrade it to different levels, which helps it take down stronger targets, reload faster, etc. That costs a lot of scrap,
See those metal monsters?
and scrap is kind of one of the big gates in this route, so any extra scrap we can avoid spending, we are going to avoid spending. Map also does not like it when you're pulling stuff with the harpoon, and it makes you pull some stuff with the harpoon here, so I'm sorry if this gets a little disorienting.
Another vulgar monument to the car defiance. Tear it down!
I like to think one intern made the harpoon pull down animation. I was so proud of it. It's like, no, you watch my work. It's like, no, let me look away.
Better use the harpoon for this.
And there's a big winding road up the cliff here, but the loading zone for this cutscene is real big, so we're just gonna
At our mercy.
ignore the road,
Scout it out.
drive up here a little bit, and then jump out with Max.
See if they've nasty
Just
surprises
missed it.
and wait for the righteous.
What's the purpose of these camps?
Oil. Crude.
Here we go.
Pumped from the very ground and set in
See, chat's having fun right now. That's important.
Gasoline in gas town.
Let's see. War crier. Gates defended. Sniper out front.
What's your spies
Also,
say?
it teleports the car up when you're looking through the binoculars there, so there's like no downside if you get that right.
Yes, yes, nothing our sweet
I switched to the mouse there, it just gets a little faster. It's a little finicky to try and target. You have to hover over all 3 of those objects before you can move on. Normally, if I was attacking a camp, you can skip a lot of the defeating the defenses, but since this is the tutorial camp, it makes you do it all. So we have to kill the sniper. Targeting the sniper directly kills him with the harpoon instead of pulling down the tower. And then we have to disable the flamethrower and then just ram through the gate.
It's one of my favorite texts. Is like, yeah, we could put on the tower, or we could just yeet his smaller, squishier body.
And there's ragdoll animations when you do that, so sometimes they just go flying. I'm gonna shoot this guy? No, that was an enemy. Hello? I would like to break the thing. Well, now I would like to die to get my health back. Thank you very much. That guy hanging out up there, he's called a war crier. He bangs a drum and he yells really loud and it gets the war boys excited, and if he does it for long enough, they get a buff. It is very Mad Max.
Lie low here.
Now, that wasn't the best, but we were going to have to start a new kill streak anyway, and that fully healed us, so... Like,
If some dude comes in and starts wailing on peeps, catch me up there in the chair with the Australian bagpipes. I'm trying to get wrecked.
Yeah, except he's sitting on a explosive barrel.
Well,
So I can shoot that, or just the crank that's holding him up, and then it falls down and that explodes. It's not exactly safe.
maybe it's easier to get that just right butt print on the gas can.
Maybe. Yes, this is Arkham Combat. This is published by Warner Brothers Studios, but not developed by them. So it is the Arkham Combat.
Gotta get to the pump and
So there is a volume warning here. There is a scripted event coming with a storm, and it is very loud. But it is also one of the marathon safety achievements we're going to go for. Killing 3 enemies in a storm. And this one is a scripted storm that always starts here, and there's 3 enemies here. So we're just going to run around a few seconds. I got 2 of them pretty low health, so they'll die pretty quick once the storm starts. But we're trying to keep this kill streak going, so we're trying to avoid taking damage while we wait for it to start. It's taking a little longer than usual. There's a slight amount of RNG here. Come on, start the storm, please. Anytime now. There we go.
Alright, Chad, it's looking pretty rough. Let's get some prayers to RNGesus out there.
You say after the storm starts?
Hey, look, we need to get some mojo going for the rest of the run. Or hopefully we're getting all the bad luck out the way. Can't forget the butter knife.
Yeah, the shivs are important both for killing things quickly, but also if your shiv slots are full and you find an ammo crate, it guarantees getting ammunition for your guns. Otherwise, it will take one of the ammunition drops you get from that crate and replace it with a shiv. And shivs are good, don't get me wrong, but the guns are very powerful in this game. We'd prefer to get those.
Big flashback to the Indiana Jones scene where the guy's like swinging his saber around and he just like pistols him.
Yeah. So we're finally going to get all of our combat options unlocked here. We're going to get our Fury meter, which as we do things in combat, Max gets angrier until he enters Fury mode. Does bonus damage, heals when he kills enemies. Downside has a lot of long animations which do not make you immune to hits. So I'll be trying to avoid most of those long finisher animations because it's dangerous while I'm trying to go for kill streaks. And we'll also get the chain mechanic where we can combo hits together, do more damage. So what we're going to do for challenges, we're trying to hit 15 hits on the combo, fill our Fury meter, and then reset combat. Because if we can wait for this Fury meter to drain, then reset combo on this ladder, because this drops me out of combat, I get credit for that combo chain, and I can go right back into fighting. Try to get a 20 hit chain, fill my Fury meter again, and then that would be 2 more combat challenges.
It's all about stacking that Angie meter.
destroy the pump.
Yeah, Amy, this game has like visceral combat. It's pretty great.
Fuel storage.
Yeah, some of the beefier, angry combos I'm trying to avoid because they're long animations you can get hit out of, and then that breaks your combo chains.
this game's crazy because it's not frequently that you see a game that has like good vehicular combat and hand-to-hand.
Yeah.
I feel like this game does both very well.
I feel like that was one of the big complaints of Arkham Knight, wasn't it? That people just didn't like the car combat.
I haven't even played the series, to be honest.
So now we got to go visit Griffa. He's that guy we were talking about earlier. He's a wanderer. Lore-wise, he's a product of Max's imagination.
Wait,
And,
really? I
yes.
whiffed that one. Woof.
He is a complete product of Max's mind, and as he does things in the wasteland, like Griffa says he'll make him more powerful and unlock his true potential, it's because he doesn't exist. That's Max just getting angrier, I guess. I like to try and drive Chum off the cliff there, but he doesn't always like to behave. What were you gonna say?
Like, I want to go to the gym and get yoked and then go talk to a desert shaman and be like, yo, make me strong. Instead, I just get sore the next day.
So this one is required, and one of the unfortunate things with Griffa is you have to spend all the tokens you've acquired. So we're going to pick up the one that increases our legend rank for free. We're going to pick up a few melee damage bonuses and everything, and then we are going to avoid this one, which increases the amount of time we can spend in Fury, because we want to be using that as we go to get more legend ranks. Because you can't get the next challenge for filling your Fury meter until it is completely drained. So we don't want to stay in Fury meter longer, because that's more time we're spending not charging the meter quickly for another combat challenge. If that makes sense.
Spiders. That's trouble.
That was a really good start. Usually I plan on missing at least a few of those early game challenges, and we got all of them. So if we're feeling, you know, spicy today, we could skip a few of the things, try and gain some extra speed. We'll see what happens.
Any trouble?
I saw bad guys, huh? Sneaking.
So story
Wanting
update.
to steal her
We
away
found
from
what
us.
appeared to be a piece of the Interceptor. Max is convinced it has been destroyed. He's on Team Chum now. We're going to build the Magnum Opus together. Be best buds. Happy ending forever. That's definitely how this game ends.
We need to install their nitrous boost.
So now we just got to figure out how we can advance, how we can make the car better. We got to find a V8, all that other stuff. Got to slow down here because I got to boost off this ramp. But it doesn't become an objective soon enough if you go full speed. Should take damage there and get another challenge. Yeah, there we go.
I knew she could make it. A spotter! We must silence them before they call their friends.
It's a really fun thing. You can just like T-bone the soul out of something.
Yeah, it is very satisfying. So that is pretty much Tutorial Island. It's not really an island, it's just a little peninsula down in the wasteland. But now, oh no! Scrotus's boys found out about where Max is. He attacks it, blows it up. We gotta go find somewhere else. You know, forced into the main open world at this point. What? I just landed on some weird debris and it like wasn't letting me accelerate. That was weird. If you see some weird object on the wasteland, it exists, there's physics, and it can mess you up. So generally, you want to avoid car combat when possible because they're going to be ramming you and spinning you out and just generally slowing you down.
You know a safe place? Somewhere we can rebuild.
We're going to hit a fast travel point here. There's a couple different ways to unlock fast travel in this game. These balloon locations are one of them. They're very slow, but we're going to use this one twice during the run to cut out a lot of travel. So this one's worth it. While we're here, there is a looting location here that has guaranteed ammo and only one thing to loot. So that's now 3 locations fully looted, I believe. It's up there. And we want to get to 5. We got 2 shotgun shells instead of 1. That's not guaranteed, so that's nice. The other benefit of this camp right here with the balloon is there's a history relic. There's a story required history relic we need to pick up, and there's a challenge for finding 3. So we can pick this one up while we're here, grab a little bit of scrap, These locations do not count as scavenging locations, so even though there's only one more piece of loot in this location, it'll give about 2 scrap, and it's not worth the time to pick it up, because it does not count towards the challenge we're going for. And while we ride this balloon, if you've got any plugs or donations, this is the perfect time. Also, I see Motas is back. Hi.
Well, hello, and thanks again to Casual Geek Dave for filling in for me there. We do, in fact, have a donation here from Amerlin of $20 that says, I am paying $20 for 2 puns. Max hits up the convenience store late at night and gets mad snacks. Max is playing RuneScape and training Crafton. He's spinning mad flax.
Thanks, Amy. Quality puns, I love it. Oh, the game is taunting me again. This happened when I was showing Monkey this game. So that, if you look on the minimap, you see like a gear driving around. That's a scrap ambulance. It's a pickup truck. There's a lot of metal in the back. If you can capture one of those, drive it to a stronghold, you get 500 scrap. That's a huge amount. We want to get about 3 or 4 of these during the run. It has stopped. It is no longer moving. It is taunting me to the max because I do not have a valid stronghold, and the first time you unlock a stronghold, it does not check to see what car you are driving. So if I took the time to take that scrap ambulance and drive it all the way to Jeets, which is where we're going, it would just assume that I was in the Magnum Opus and not give me the scrap for it. So the game sometimes likes to spawn one right there. It seems to happen more often than other locations. Well, Chum decided he did not want to fire the harpoon. So, you know, when it's deciding that it wants to make fun of me, it spawns a scrapulence there because it knows it is not useful to me. When in less than 10 minutes, any random spawn scrapulence is amazing because they have some set spawn locations across the wasteland. So I know where some of them always are, but if I find one driving around in a good spot, I can save over 5 minutes on speedrun. It's fantastic to find them driving around, except right there.
Which is why it spawned.
Yeah, of course. On the stage, it's always got to spawn there. Get the taunting in.
I do just want to point out that you did say the game was taunting you to the max.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did.
I'm going to explode.
It's not so complex.
I was expecting you to be punning, not being in pain from the puns, Monkey.
No, I can dish it, but I can't.
Oh my
take
god,
it.
there's another one.
Just straight up disrespectful.
I've never seen the double here before. That's just mean. I'm sorry, I interrupted what you're saying, but I was furious.
I was just pointing out I can dish, but I cannot take the bad puns.
That's fair. I mean, it's not, but I understand it. So that's just a car. It's buried in the sand. First one you do that, where you pull it up, it gives you a challenge level. There's a bunch more throughout the wasteland, but I think the next like legend rank is for pulling up 5 or something ridiculous. So not going to bother with that, but the first one, definitely worth it since it's right here. And this is Jeets Fortress. So the big thing is that Gastown controls this area of the wasteland. That's where they refine the crude oil into what they call guzzling. It's not gasoline, because gasoline explodes really readily, and gasoline does not explode in the same way. It's different. They refine it with some different stuff. They cut some different chemicals into it. It explodes. And they call it a different name. But the controlling of the gasoline gives them a huge amount of power in the wasteland. Currently, wasteland is cut off into 2 sections by a huge gate, and that's interrupting Jeet's ability to trade with some of the other strongholds that are not followers of Scabrous Scrotus. So he wants us to take down the gate for him, and in return for that, he'll give us some help. Spoiler alert, he does not expect us to be able to take down the gate. He's humoring us. So he makes us do a few chores for him, stuff that will help him out, and then fully expects us to die trying to take down the gate, but we're not with his crew, so it shouldn't give him trouble. Oh my god, Phoenix. That pun in chat. Monkey, did you see that? This is another point we're going to switch to the mouse because we got to use the sniper rifle here.
Slide over.
So just staying zoomed in, swooping across real fast. You can't shoot it without being zoomed in, otherwise it'd be much easier.
Better than I thought.
And there's the first portion where the map kind of opens up a little bit. We're supposed to scout out the jaw. There's a lot of dialogue happening at the same time here. But right across from here, there is a camp we need to take down because one of the upcoming missions has a few requirements. We need to reduce the threat area in this territory to 4. And we need to do 2 wasteland missions, and we need to take down at least 1 camp. Taking down this camp, plus a couple of other small things like that sniper tower we did earlier, the scarecrow, will bring us to 4. So this will get the camp and bring us to 4. And of course, this camp also has a guaranteed spawn of a scrapulence right out here front. So, no, I can't pick that up, okay. We're going to quickly upgrade Max because I need to unlock some abilities. I need the ability to parry.
What a pose! My man's at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you get some fun poses when you pause while he's rolling because it shows you whatever pose Max is in. So now we can parry weapons, and we have a crowbar to Jimmy open stuff that's kind of sealed shut. Both of those are important. I don't think we're going to get to 25 hits here, but these guys get in the way. We're trying to open this door, and sometimes you can get 25 hits on this fight anyway. Just a free source of some challenges. It just ran out. I needed to finish that combo, because one of the things that's not very visible is that the color of your combo meter slowly drains from yellow to gray. And if that completely goes gray, your streak runs out, even if you're still in combat. There's a couple ways to refill it instantly with perfect parries, getting any kill in combat, entering fury mode, that sort of thing. So I missed the perfect parry. I avoided doing a combo finisher because it's a long animation and I didn't want to get hit. That meant I didn't kill the guy, so it just meant my combo drained, which was unfortunate. But the other reason why we do this camp is finishing it's very quick. We can just break down that gate. We can bring this Thunder Harpoon here, skip a long ladder climb animation. Get another fight here, we can try to get 25 combo.
I do like that they all have their spooky skeleton body paint on for Halloween.
Ah, I parried too early. I was 24. We will get a Fury fill here pretty quickly. Those ground kills where you stomp on them give you like half your meter. I could try to get a wall combo here. No. The wall combos do several hits in short succession. They're good for building the chain. If I could have gotten one there, we probably would have hit 25. Now, instead of climbing down the ladder, we're just gonna give this a toss. So we missed a few challenges there, but the early game went better than usual, so we're still pretty even here. Just means I probably won't skip some of the upcoming stuff. Now on the way out, we'll grab that scrapulence that spawns. Always lucky? Always lucky? No, okay. Sometimes those can drop shotgun shells, so sometimes I like to try and high roll for it in the early game, because shotgun shells early save a lot of time. So we're going to grab that scrapulence that spawned at the front, drive it back to Jeet's Fortress, 500 guaranteed scrap. That'll let us upgrade the car, make it a little bit faster for this required bit of driving in the early game. Just gain a few seconds by doing it this order. Alright, can we pick up this gas can? Thank you. We couldn't pick it up before, but apparently it lets us pick it up now. We do need a gas can for later. Another good point, if you have any donations.
Not right away.
I do not, but I should remind everyone who's watching that we are raising money for Take This, which helps people in the gaming community suffering from mental illness by letting them know they're not alone in their struggles and that there are treatment options out there to help.
Take This is great. During the week, there's usually a couple interview segments with people from Take This. If you get an opportunity, definitely watch those. They're really great, informative little segments if you've never seen them before. Do recommend. What am I doing? I don't need to go up here yet.
I'm finally in the position and have the power to start the $5 trade. Choo choo chat, make it happen.
Thank you very much, Monkey. So we're going to get a couple of the first level upgrades here, because these are required. Chum hasn't told us about it, but there's a system called the Archangel System. These are like blueprints of car parts that Chum thinks will be very successful together. And when you put them all together, they give very minor bonuses. There's 2 story points where we're required to have certain Archangels. So we're building towards the first one right now. That's what the early game story is. We're trying to get the Jack, which is this preset Archangel that Chum came up with. And then we need the Speed Demon, which is a really fast one, because there's a race later on that requires us to have the Speed Demon. And that's where most of our scrap requirement comes from, is being able to upgrade the stuff for those Archangels. When you see a car on the side of the road, I will slam into it. That's not just me being angry at cars, but if you do enough damage, or if you kill the standing outside next to the car, they will not chase you. And of course, right after that, another random enemy spawned and is now chasing me anyway, so... not the best luck. I pulled down that large sniper tower. You guessed it, it's part of an ongoing challenge. There's a challenge for number of snipers killed, and also for killing large sniper towers. So whenever I see a large sniper tower, it's kind of a 2-for-1. You can get progress towards both of those at the same time. So we got 5 snipers killed, but now if we get 10 more, we get another challenge, and that should happen just throughout playing the game.
That last sniper kill was a beaut. He hit the lip of the pipe and just went airborne.
He started cartwheeling. So the game wants us to use the long shot, as Chum calls it, to take down these snipers. This is where some of that dialogue happens.
Long shot, up ahead.
I see them. I can take him out with a sniper rifle.
The what?
The long shot.
Oh, I have a few
I love that series of lines. It's like, I can take him out with the sniper rifle. The what? The long shot.
Keep your
Oh,
head down.
why didn't you say that to begin with?
Please, hurry back.
Just kind of showing how people here have a different language. It's still English, but the words are different. But we will see these enemies in a position where killing them is much easier and doesn't take time, as well as our sniper shots are very limited, so I try not to waste them if I don't need to. Now we've got a bunch of ammo in the early game, which is really nice. Put that to some good use. Whoa, nice hit. Normally he does not manage to like round that corner successfully, so I did not roll a second time. You just gotta compliment the enemies when they get a hit like that, you know? It's like, good job, dude.
You'll do great. You should try out for varsity.
Maybe Scabrous Scrotus will notice you one day and not murder you on the spot. Wouldn't that be great?
Let you play in the post-APOC Super Bowl.
That's kind of the Gastown races we're trying for. So as you can see, you can just punch the snipers off the edge. One punch. It completes the objective anyway. It's a little bit faster than using a sniper rifle. We have to center the binoculars on the gate there. That's what we're here to scout, and then we're done. But we're also near another camp, which is a required objective. We don't know it's required yet, but it is. Killing the boss at the end of the camp unlocks a paint job, which is required for the speed demon that we're talking about earlier. So we're gonna, since we're right next to it, drive over there instead of continuing onwards. Take down that camp, and then that camp is also right next to another set spawn location of a scrapulence. So we're just sort of going to take a little bit of a circuitous route to continue onwards.
All I can think of is you get all the parts for the speed demon. Chum's like, no, this won't do. And he like grabs a spray paint can and just like a Z on it. It's like, no,
Yeah.
This is a speed demon.
Alright, these guys are going to be annoying. We're going off-road, so hopefully they'll ignore us. Enemies don't like going off-road. Yeah, they're like, you're not on the road, what do we do?
Please, just please.
They don't like sand. They find it coarse and find that it gets everywhere.
Thank you, Monkey. What would we do without the prequel references? But you can see this is why I just tend to invite a friend on commentary for me with this game. It's just chill. We're driving around. Max is angry, but we the runners are not. We're just having a good time.
Well, to quote some great literature, we're all a little mad here.
Alright, can we break this open in one go? Alright, get out of the vehicle this time, Max. Thank you. We're only a little bit on fire. It's fine. Gotta make sure this guy doesn't get us with the Thunder Harpoon, which they shortened to Thunderpoon. That's all we're gonna say on that subject. And we're gonna try and get a 25 combo here because we have to kill some enemies before this gate to open. So if we can get a 25 combo, we're just working on a challenge while we're here anyway. Ooh, wall combo, yeah! That's 25. Now the gate's open, and we can move onwards.
Dude, you know these guys crazy, because if I just watch some guy roll up in and go Super Saiyan on like 8 of my homies, maybe I'm just staying in the background.
Alright, there we go. You're right, though, yeah.
Like, cool boss, put me up in the explodey chair. I'm not trying to be around that.
So this one enemy kicks down the ladder. So this is supposed to be a required fight. Oh, I just ran right off. Good. Fantastic. There's the buff that happens. Oh, this guy... Where did this guy come from? Hello? You can't use the ladder when they're climbing down. It just doesn't let you. It locks the ladder. Max just can't touch it.
Just
I've
imagine
never
if they
seen-
did let you, though. Like, that guy looks like, get off! It's like, no, you get off!
Max like grabs him by the ankle and throws him off the ladder. That'd be a cool animation, actually. And then I'm going to introduce you to object permanence. The enemies, the war boys, do not have it. So there's a sniper around this corner. And if I leave him alone, he will be trying to shoot me in the boss fight with his sniper rifle. But the moment that I get close enough to him where he thinks that he should try to melee attack me, he puts away the gun and permanently forgets that he has a gun on his back. He's now a melee enemy forever. So he'll stay there and will not shoot me during this boss fight. So you just have to...
Let
you know.
he who has not been on the phone looking for their phone or looking for their glasses atop their head cast the first stone.
I'm not judging, I'm just saying, you know, object permanence is not the strong point of War Boys. So this guy's weak to fire, and he has fire in his boss arena. This seems like a solid plan. So you just try to lure him into the corner. You can't normally damage him until after he charges at you and misses. So you lure him into the corner, near the fire. You combo into the fire repeatedly. Oh, well, he didn't do the thing.
Yeah,
And then you
turns
can
out, like a lot of people, he's weak to being on fire and getting stabbed a lot.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, and taking a pipe to the cranium.
Yeah. It cut off the animation for some reason. I don't know why. That saved a few seconds randomly. I'm not going to complain. Normally, Max knocks him over and then steps on his head very violently. So, you know, saved a few seconds there. You can look at the bottom right. The Magnum Opus has been sitting in that flamethrower the entire time. And Chum has been trying to repair it this entire time. So now that the camp has been defeated, oh my god, move away. I'm trying to loot this guy. He gives a bunch of scrap and like 4 shotgun shells. Now that the camp has been defeated, that fire has despawned, and then Chum can finally start repairing the vehicle.
While we're
Chum is
talking about
very
that,
tenacious.
oh, he is a sturdy boy. While we're talking about damage and whatnot, the health mechanic in this game is pretty great because it's just you drink water and then you're healed. So reminder to stay hydrated, folks.
Yeah, we're gonna try and take a death here. We were a little high on life. I thought it might not work. So we kicked the ladder down because we're gonna take the death. It's gonna heal us, it's faster than drinking the water, and it's gonna move the car into a better position. And we're not on a kill streak right now that we care about, so there's no downside. I see some great puns in chat, and I encourage you all to donate for those puns to be read on air. because it's a good cause.
Gotta be water
A-
around.
our good friend Amy R. Lynn paid the pun tax and had 2 of them read on air. It was great. Big shout outs to Emerald. So, like I mentioned earlier, there is a camp here that has a set spawn of a scrapulence. So instead of going straight back or fast traveling to Jeets, we're going to go hit that camp, get the scrapulence, drive it away. Unlike the other one, we don't actually need to clear the camp. You'll see what I mean. We can just steal it and leave. It's very convenient.
Just roll up and yoink the armored car while the dudes are in the truck stop porta-john.
Pretty much, yeah. We're not getting good luck with the enemy spawns. I tried to weave in between them, but we got the head-on crash, which like took away all my speed. It's terrible. But once we drive far enough into this camp, they'll stop chasing me for some reason. So, it's not the end of the world. I'm kind of stuck on this. It'd be nice if that wouldn't happen. There we go. The other benefit of this camp besides having the scrapulence, that guy's just having fun on the wall. We're not going to judge him. Is that there's these 2 sniper towers here we can pull down. Now we're at like, I think 3 large sniper towers. Is it 4? I don't know. I lost count.
You gotta go tear down the 5G towers.
The objective is to tear down 5 of them, so
Yeah.
you're not wrong. Oh my god, this guy usually gives up. That's amazing. Also, screw this guy.
The RKO out of nowhere, watch out!
Pretty much. Insert the wrestling commentary like, oh my god, he's on top of the cage. He's gonna DDT him off the top of the cage. No way. He's gonna kill him.
All right, ready to
This
Max
car is
said,
in the way.
Max said, you break my car, I'll break your body.
There we go.
Homie
I'd
hopped
run
on that
that guy
flaming
over.
hood.
Yeah, I
He
was
jumped
trying
on
to run him over.
He hopped on the flaming hood, no doubt, dude.
The goal is you run one over and you try to break the gate, and they won't interrupt that animation. If that doesn't work, you just stun one, parry the other. Takes them a few seconds to recover from that, and then you can get through. The Undertaker from the top rope. Oh,
I was gonna say,
I
they all
ran the
kind
wrong
of
way.
sound like the psychos from Borderlands, don't they?
they really do, yeah. I enjoy that the person who is currently restreaming for Speedrun Ragnarok is also punning in chat. The commitment to the bit. I love it.
So is this the equivalent of you took the briefcase full of money and now you're out of there?
Pretty much. So one of the unfortunate things about these scrapulences is that they're heavy. That's a lot of metal in the back of this pickup truck. So they're not good at going up hills. They don't have good acceleration, but they are good at doing damage because like car combat ramming and slamming and just bouncing at enemies does damage based on the weight of your car, and this thing's heavy. So if an enemy comes along and tries to slow me down and I get a good side ram on them, it's just gonna blow them up.
Built like a brick poop house, if you will.
A little bit, yeah. You missed the RKO. I'm sorry, Amber. If you weren't watching, it already happened. I see a lot of people having fun in chat. Hope everybody's enjoying the cozy Mad Max. We are supporting a good cause. Motos, since we have a gap in the action, what are our upcoming incentives that people can donate towards?
Well, we have quite a few. None for this round, of course, but some coming up for tomorrow. Let's see here. First off, I mean, we have Spyro.
Ooh, I like Spyro. What can you donate for Spyro?
We can beat the game with cheats. And of course, we have a donation for just that thing here from Tempest Mask 1000, who says, With Mototoss on the host mic and raelcun running, I couldn't resist. Good luck, raelcun. And remember, don't get mad, Monkey Man. Let's put this towards Spyro. and
Mans
meet
gets
that
no
goal.
respect.
Thanks for the donation. I was not expecting the extra sass on the monkey, but it's always appreciated. By me, at least.
Monkey also donated from the commentator couch
Ooh.
$5 and said, I hope I can do this justice, Monkey.
Put some power on it.
I shall conduct this train with righteous fury.
Choo choo, baby. I want a $5 train. Let's go. I've wanted to do this for ages, and finally I can tell people to give money to cool stuff.
Yeah, donate $5 with a pun.
Well,
Let
I didn't say
Motos have
that
some
part.
fun with some puns. No, I'll say it.
Like, this is actually a super cool thing that you are raising for. We, us, the people's
We are
fundraiser.
participating, so you can say we, yes.
The people's fundraiser. Because think about it, there's enough people being jerks to you online. Why not put a little money towards people being nice to others online? It's like yin and yang. The yin is like, hey, don't be sad, there's better stuff. And the yang is someone calls you a slur in Overwatch.
Oh my god.
She lives yet.
What is that analogy?
You put me on a run at 11:43 p.m. You do what you were getting into.
So we're getting Dinky D back. Dinky D says, Bork Bork, get your dog emotes in chat. We're going to have Dinky D in the back of the buggy while we're driving back to the Stronghold here. And Dinky D will give us a few good Bork Borks. So give us your dog emotes. We're doing this as one of the Wasteland missions because it is both one of the shorter ones and it counts as a Stronghold upgrade. And that's important because the dog specifically is very special in that it counts as a Stronghold upgrade in every Stronghold. And later on in the game, there's going to be one of these mission gates that has some requirements on it that requires 2 Stronghold upgrades. So by doing this as a mission here, which is a requirement, it gives us credit towards the one later in the game, and then we'll only need to get 1 more Stronghold upgrade. So we're kind of double dipping right now. We are going to give some water to these wanderers. It's a nice safety strat. We have the water for it. Gives us 1 Wasteland rank, Legend rank. Gives us a challenge, whatever you want to call it. It's a little bit of a long animation, but it's safer to do it if you see it. We're on a marathon run. We're not taking risks.
Dude, man's just osmosis that through the lid.
Yes. And Dinky D is just borking the entire time because we're next to a minefield. The purpose of this vehicle is you drive it into minefields and Dinky D barks and points in the direction of a mine, and when you get close, it reveals. You can dig it up, you get some ammo. It's one of the little map completion things. But it just means while we were feeding the water, Dinky D was just living his best life, borking, so you got some extra dog value there. I don't know if Pup Time is in the RPG Valkyries chat, but that is my favorite bot on Twitch. If you're ever in a chat that has Pup Time, you just say its name or certain dog-related keywords, and it gives you 5 random dog emotes from all over Twitch. It's fantastic.
Redistribute the pup emos, comrade.
In case you somehow stumbled over this channel without knowing, this is Speedrun Ragnarok.
I did also just link this in a couple Discords, like, hey, I'm doing this thing. So there might be some people who don't know what this thing is, if you want to give the full plug. And probably the best line from Chum in the entire game. They're threatening to eat Dinky D. He's like, no. Dinky's a friend. He's not for eating.
He said, I almost goofed that one too.
We have to pick up a car body that's over here. And on the way over here, just if we drive a little bit further, there is also the cave we need to go for this mission. The mission that we picked up, I haven't talked about it yet, gives us the ability to unlock the armory table, which every 30 minutes gives you the ability to completely refill all of your gun ammo, which is extremely powerful. We'll be making use of that a couple times in the run. Just gonna blow that guy up so he doesn't chase us.
They got yo. Boy, howdy. Also, some people in chat bring up a good point. Yes, this is in Australia, so they do drive on the wrong side of the car. And if you're like me and try too many times to get in on the left side, Chum will basically call you an idiot. Something along the lines of like, surely you jest with me. And it's like, no, dude, I'm just dumb. Chill out.
It's like, this is a test. You were sent by the angel. You can't forget which side to get in the car. You test me. I will not fall for these tricks. I was like, Chum, calm down. He will sass you for different things throughout the game, and it's great. So this should be our 5th looting location if we fully loot it. That ammo box is not required for fully looting it. That's the car body we need, and that means that we just get those and the scrap, then come up here, get this part that we're never going to use, and it should give us a challenge rank.
It's him. It's the driver.
Yep, there we go.
Mans was like, at the ladders.
Oh, this guy got on the car. Okay. Well, let's have some fun. There we go.
Dude,
He a little
man,
longer
Mans
than I
was-
thought.
He was holding.
He had his arm up like he's riding a bull in a bar, you know?
Yeah.
He's had some practice, clearly. So that blue dot on the cave, that's what we're going for this mission. So we can sort of hit these 2 objectives at the same time. When we rolled into that camp, we shot the harpoon at one guy. He had a weapon. He's annoying. Doesn't really cost us any time to shoot the harpoon as we're rolling up. Just takes care of him, makes him not an issue. We're going to do the same thing in this camp. There's a sniper at the entrance. So you can drive in, just harpoon him, keep going. And hey, that's one more sniper kill.
Oh, I think I see it, Saint.
Careful. I'll be watching.
Holy crap, that guy got annihilated.
Stay with the
Yep.
angel.
I don't know what primal, like, id part of my brain, just, like, watching people just ragdoll insanely is some of the funniest stuff ever.
It can be real funny in video games, like when it hits that right level of like realistic and ridiculous, like not too far in either direction. It's just funny.
God,
We
like
were
in
watching a
Gmod.
friend. We were watching a friend who found some new release on Steam that was a little janky, and he was just yeeting people into the stratosphere, and we were just giggling while we were waiting for the time for this run to start. It was a lot of fun.
Oh, some friends bought me a Unity asset flip game that was like $1 or something. And I remember I like died or something and like clipped into the world and then got launched into like the 8th dimension and laughed for like 15 minutes straight.
This area, there is a forced fight here. We got to kill this guy. Gonna roll out of the way, shoot him from behind so he can't block it. We can allow that ammo to clear that out. We don't want to fight in there because we'll spawn more enemies. But also after we do this, we get the armory table, so it'll give us our first free ammo upgrade. Use some ammo there just to kill that fight quickly, save a little bit of time, and get it all back.
I'll get you out of here. Are you him or not?
Yes. Yes, I am. Seeing as you killed those 2 who fed me.
I don't think Cyberpunk
They call me
2077 was
Glasscap.
the Unity asset
Hail
flip
from the
game.
Bullet Farm.
Oh man.
And then
Get
if we're
yourself
fast,
to
we can loot
Jake's
both of these
lighthouse.
while we're waiting for this mission
They're
to
waiting for you.
complete. There we go.
Righto.
This guy
I'm
up
going
here that
now.
we shot in the back always has a good amount of scrap usually, so we're just gonna loot that and then fast travel back. He only had 9 this time? Did I loot the wrong one?
If it's Big Beef Boy, no, I'm pretty sure he was the one in the back.
Weird. Usually he's got more than that. Oh, that's because of the wanderer we gave water. I was like, why is the map zooming over there? Oh right. We did that thing.
Ugh, we were helpful.
Yeah, punished every time.
We got a powder cook next to you.
Cooker boy arrived. Come up here.
I don't trust the bullet farm ever. He really fixes up some
So we gotta go, like, interact with the table to complete it, and there's some scrap on the way, so we're just gonna get that. Ooh, hiccup. Excuse me. Jeet wants to talk to us. That's just to give us another mission that we will never do, so we're just going to ignore Jeet. Probably gonna yell us a little bit more as we run by.
Things are looking up. As long as they're blowing up. I don't feel safe.
Hello? Why is there an invisible wall there? I, like, was barely walking into it. Alright, so we're gonna install the last upgrades for the jack. It's just the... Hello? There we go. It's just this car body we picked up. And then Chum's gonna be like, well, we need armor for the car. We should go to Gut Gash's stronghold.
We have all the makings, all the pieces. We stand ready to finish the jack now. The final touch, we can and must lay at Gut Gash's.
And in the old route, we would have taken out that camp on the way over to Gut Gash's and then maybe gotten that scrappy once. But we did that before, so now we can just drive straight to Gut Gash's. Save a little bit of time.
I really wish they would given.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I really wish they would have given like one of these stronghold guys like just a regular name. So you got like Gut Gash, Gene, and Stank Gum, and Richard.
This is a good point for some donations if you have any, Motos.
Sure thing. We have another one from Amerlin of $5. Thank you very much. That says, okay, fine. I will fulfill Monkey's dream of leading a train.
My power grows.
You're only encouraging him, Amy. No pun? Really? Okay. I thought he was going to throw in a pun with that.
We're in Gut Gash.
And we have already raised enough to fund 1/10 of an AFK room, which are professionally staffed, safe and accepting spaces available for anyone who needs a place to regain their calm at conventions around the country. There's that are set up by Take This.
Those AFK rooms are amazing. Oh my god. Especially when you're working at a convention and you just, like, need to get off the show floor somewhere quiet. Oh my god. So good.
There it is ahead. Gut Gash's home.
Just another shipwreck.
No, don't be fooled. Where we see a wreck, his people see an ark. That'll save them for when the water returns. They protect what's theirs, tooth and nail. Oh no.
If you're making that joke, Motas, you gotta do it in the Jeff? Like voice.
Keep the deviant black
Jeff?
Yeah, there you go. I can't do it as well as Monkey can. I think the people running the strongholds we know. There's Jeet, Gut Gash, Pink Eye, Deep Frya, and then Gas Town is run by Scabbers, Scrotus, and Stank Gum. Deep Fry is such a great pun, though, because he runs a temple that's dedicated to fire.
Welding wire.
He's the head of that temple, so he's the Deep Frya. It's also, like, in a mountain. It's quality pun. We just stand here because after we complete the jack by attaching that armor, it teleports us back.
Magnum opus, consecrated.
And then we're gonna skip a cutscene that contains hope.
Your guys is now that of the jack.
We're gonna skip, like, all the cutscenes that involve hope, but it's a huge story point. So yeah,
Get the V8 from Gastown.
Max finds Hope and her daughter Glory locked up in a cage. She convinces him to pass something over that'll let her break out later when they're not paying attention. And so he does. And that'll pay off later. So here's the last history relic we need for that challenge. Free challenge completion. Our rank is almost all the way to the next tier. It's really good. We're doing really well in challenges right now.
So,
And then Gut Gash tells us about a convoy, which is another one of the wasteland mechanics. These big circular tire track things with a truck that's carrying a bunch of gasoline and has a bunch of guards. Wants us to kill this one because it's got a thing on it that we need. It's like a hood ornament, but if we take the hood ornament to Jeet, he can make like an explosive harpoon with it or something. We gotta go kill a harpoon. So chat, this is where I need you to call left or right in chat. Just spam which one you think it's going to be. It's a 50-50, whichever one I roughly see more of, that's the way I'm going to go. The convoy goes clockwise or counterclockwise around the loop. It's completely random.
What happens, happens.
So turning left or right
Left
can
looks like the
sometimes
chat.
determine finding the convoy faster.
Oh, sorry, I thought you were asking.
I see right, left, left. Oh my god, all the lefts
Yeah,
after the
chat
initial
consensus.
rights. There were a few people wanting right at the start, then they got blown out of the water.
Looks like we've got a bunch of
It's on the move.
leftists.
Oh my god. Bro, it spawned right on top of us, but technically it was left. So, good job, chat. What is going on? Why can I not accelerate? There we go.
Ooh, Nooster, I see you out here.
Oh, what did Nooster predict?
Said Wittershins.
Oh my god. The Discworld reference, I like it. I don't remember if that's clockwise or counterclockwise in Discworld.
I think it's clockwise. It's like Wittershins and anti-Wittershins.
No, there's a
Is it
different
counter?
word. No, I don't remember what it is. Discwise, I think, and Wittershins. I need this guy to move so I can ram this guy one more time. I just need to tickle him to make him explode. This guy was... Please. There we go. So now we need to go loot this thing while the cars are trying to run us over. If we're lucky, they get out of their cars like that. It's not the worst thing in the world that they took a while, because we have to head over this way anyway, so it took us a little bit closer. Can I get in the car? Oh no, it got damaged too far that I cannot get in the car. Have to wait. So we did lose a few seconds there, but still pretty good.
This is a job for Cheat. Yes, Cheat.
Oh my god.
He's a master of projectile and weapons.
Voolajin with the Ori jokes.
You know what to do with it.
And then Enigma comes in and home
Guy needs
stucks.
to fall off. Come on. I will ram into this thing to make you fall off, my dude. Here we go. Oh, okay. I was gonna get out if he wasn't, but then he flew off right at the last
What
second.
are they?
Oh, it's a ritual, Saint. A
Just want to say
pilgrimage.
thanks real quick. I see a bunch of my friends hanging out in chat. Thanks for being here, supporting us. It's a good cause. Alright, there is a minefield here, and you could just YOLO drive through it, get lucky. But if you hug the left side
Yes, very much so.
and are careful about it, you will not blow up. You could just drive straight through, and sometimes you'll make it through, but all of those mines are an instant kill on the car. There is no 5-second countdown timer. It will just kill you. You will have to reload, loses time. I'm not doing that in a marathon. Also, we're going to take down these towers because they'll be causing us trouble while we're inside the camp here. If we don't, pull down the gate. So this camp has a back entrance here, and as you might have guessed, since we're coming here, and it is not story required, there's a scrapulence inside. I know that's shocking, isn't it, Monkey?
Hey, you gotta get that bag.
Whoa! He instantly pelted us with a rock. Usually, he waits longer before throwing that rock. Right, so we're just going to use this combat as an opportunity to try and get 25 combo. I don't know what reset our combo there. Something did. Might not make it now. Oh, that guy missed. Okay, so that's unfortunate. If you try to parry and it does not connect with anything, it ends your combo. And sometimes an enemy is so far away that when they try to attack you, they will not reach you. So you try to parry them, you know, as the correct thing to do in combat. They miss you, so Max doesn't parry them, and then you parried nothing and it instantly ends your combo.
Right away.
So game was a little bit mean. We're still doing fine on challenges. It's not a big deal. It's just a little bit trolling. Cutting our way through the sticky stuff. It's a little slow, but it saves like maybe a second over going around. No real reason not to do it. Oh my god. You see that? Right there? There's a dude. You're taunting us, monkey. He's just sitting there. Well, we're already in a scrapulence. It's terrible. Also, I went the wrong way. But we're committed to it at this point.
Gotta stick it. Sunk cost and all that.
No, just turning around in this car sucks. Like, I'm already going high speed. If I have to slow down to turn around, it'll take me forever to get back to this top speed. It is probably legitimately faster to keep going the wrong way. The game's been real strong with the taunting us with the scrapulences today. I do ideally want one more scrapulence after this, so, you know, just maybe spawn one in any location that's not making fun of me, please. That'd be wonderful. That black magic time, by the way, was like 5 minutes faster than my PB. Ooh, that guy got one shot. Legitimately just died to one hit to Scrapulence because of what I was talking about earlier about being real heavy makes you do more damage. Yeah. This guy wants to fight. And he is the right type of vehicle that it gives me a challenge. I'll take it.
Yeah, homie,
No
if you want a
complaints.
bite of this armored vehicle, I can probably slide you a slice.
That was a buzz. Those were two buzzard vehicles, and they wanted to fight. Didn't slow me down much. I'll take it.
I hear Dimram, that unrighteous newsman and Major Cackbat, no longer roaming the dunes. You got anything to do? Talent.
So someone's joking about how if we go the wrong way around the globe, we'll get there eventually. It can drive through water, right? Well, you see, part of the story here in the Mad Max universe is that the ocean has dried up. So we don't have to worry about that part as much. A major portion of this wasteland that we're in right now is what used to be the ocean floor.
That's why there's hella boats.
And it makes us destroy all three of these cars, wait for the slow reloading animation before we can move. I'm hitting the accelerate button and nothing is happening. This is sadly required. Okay, now we can go. I forgot to get that fast travel location. Okay, we're booking it.
It's a beauty, Saito. Such power. Can you feel it? Huh? We're ready.
It's
for
not
the job.
too bad.
Ready as we'll ever be.
If we're booking it, we should. Speed Demon, there we go. And we need a specific engine here that doesn't unlock until we get the one before it. So now we've got better acceleration, better tires. We are a little bit faster overall. So since we're not taking that fast travel, it'll save us a few seconds to upgrade this now. It's so silly because to unlock that fast travel, I just have to detour a little bit to the left. I think I got distracted because there was an enemy chasing me when I was driving over here the first time. It's not too big of a time loss. We're still on a pretty good pace.
Long shot stalk this region, Saint.
Hey Motos, is there a command for the prizes?
Well, there sure is.
Excellent. I just got the email and it was like, hey, there's prizes. I was like, oh dang, I love free stuff. There's some pretty dope stuff on here.
So the patrols are nastier.
What can people win currently?
There is pink eye, an ancient
Well, I'm
lady
glad
of
you
war,
mentioned it.
touched by the angel.
Because if you would visit the link that we've just put in the chat, you'll find that the prizes are different every day, depending on which day you donate. And today happens to be... wait, is this Sunday or Monday now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Time's
It's
an
both.
illusion.
So
Okay,
my
well-
personal rule is it's not the next day until you wake up. But I don't know if that's the rule that RPG Valkyries follows.
Well, that's why I don't sleep. I'm like 3 weeks behind.
Oh my goodness, monkey. Let's assume that it's Monday. Because if people are donating now, it probably counts as donating on Monday. That is the executive decision, I say, for terms of plugging. And if not, the next run will count as Monday.
Yes, I think this run is technically the final run of Sunday. You're the finale of Sunday.
Ooh, I like that.
Which
Makes you sound
means-
important.
That means the prizes that are on offer right now are a Hope Shield from Take This, which are some very nicely crafted wood little pins or emblems. You can see a picture if you follow the link. There's also a Bungie branded steel tumbler from Take This. And Margaret Ann has donated a Final Fantasy short story collection, Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 Memory of Heroes is one of the prizes you can get as well.
I'm currently using some extra ammo for a little bit of a manipulation. It's also credit towards the challenge. Because we need to use 2 of these Thunder Harpoons on the gate, but when we run out, it gives us more, and it instantly reloads it for us. Saves a few seconds. This guy, what are you doing? There we go. I had to slam that guy off the car. Sorry if you were planning on continuing.
Oh no, that's it. That's the 3. Although, we also have the grand prizes. So in addition to the daily prizes that you can win, so any day you donate gets you different prizes for each day, there's also a grand prize, which is available for any day you donate, which is the Destiny 2 Shadowkeep Collector's Edition, autographed by the dev team.
Ooh, does that include her buddy? Do you think?
Jinx. I don't know.
We have a friend who was recently just hired by Bungie. So it depends on when they autographed it, on if our good friend's name will be on that.
That prize is being provided by Take This, so I would guess maybe it's not autographed yet.
Ooh.
We can always, I guarantee if we message Shock like, yo, sign this for the homies, we could get it signed by someone who worked at Bungie for a whole, I think, like 2 weeks, but also has run Destiny, I think, twice on stage.
Got the Thousand Whisper back to back. Is Thousand Whisper, Thousand Voice? I don't remember. But yeah, that's a cool prize. You want it. Me, the speedrunner, is telling you that you want it.
I don't know, I like the prize for tomorrow/today. That's a bunch of golf balls that say I heart golf on them. So that way when someone finds it in the backseat of their car with a busted out windshield, they know that I'm really enthusiastic about the sport.
There's only one way inside. Through there.
Alright, we need to take down some of these vehicles to progress. There's one more of them than we have Thunder Harpoons. So we're trying to damage this guy by ramming into him while we shoot the others. Whoa! That is so rare that they hit you like that with that explosion. That's amazing. Once again, you just gotta compliment them when they do it.
Please, be careful.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. Alright, let's see if we can manipulate this guy to get out of his car. If you jump up onto something they can't reach, they will frequently, like they can't drive to, they'll frequently get out of their car to try and get at you, but this guy doesn't want to do it. Alright, can I get in? Can I get in? Wanted to jack his car. Alright, what about here? Do you hate it when I'm here? No? Well, I can get back in the car now. Oh man, he's gonna T-bone me. Oh! I just need to do a little bit of damage to this guy. Alright, you know what? I think I can also just... Really?
It was going too smoothly.
Apparently. I just, like, need a love tap on this dude. He's got the juice. Oh, look at that! This guy is a god.
Absolute wild.
It's okay, I got him. So I pulled off his door. If the car does not have the driver's door, it means that you can shoot the driver with the harpoon. And it has to be the driver's door that's missing. You can pull off the passenger door. Oh my god. We just tapped in this pillar, but we had no health. So we can stand here for a second. We're still doing fine on time.
You want to hurry up?
But just stuff like that is why we give a safe estimate for marathons.
She's healed.
Yes. Someone in chat talking about the invisible wall between the driver's seat and the passenger seat, except in the Magnum Opus. If you get on the wrong side, Max can shimmy over and get to the driver's side. That does not exist in enemy cars, or at least while they're sitting in the enemy car. Why did the game slow down when that exploded? It like went into slow-mo, which of course wastes time, and we don't want that. Oh no. Don't listen, it's Chum. Sometimes he does a little bit of racism.
Well,
The rest are inside.
Let's hope Pink Eye can hold her own until we find a way in. Gotta get through. Maybe there's a way up through the ruins.
Alright, this guy probably chasing us, but he should not cause us an issue. Oh, no, he's here. Oh, wow, I missed because of the pillar. Get stunned. Thank you.
All clear.
That's a hangy. Is this the right way? Yeah, there we go. Got turned around a little bit because that guy being mad at me. Whoa, okay, well I missed that roll. I was going to pick up that scrap. But if you don't, like, pick it up immediately, then they're going to attack you out of the animation. It's not great. So we got to go save Pink Eye. Razor, we're going to visit Pink Eye because she's supposed to be the best at, like, engine and exhaust upgrades. She's getting attacked by Stank Gum, of course. So we're trying to make her way inside her stronghold so that we can help her out. And these little racks have infinite numbers of these thunder harpoons. And you guessed it, there's a challenge related to thunder harpoons, which is extremely metal. You have to stab them into enemies like that 5 times and make them explode. Oh, I threw that. That was not the right button. So that's 2. There should be more enemies. Did I kill them all perfectly with that throw? I did. Okay, it's fine. We're going to be visiting another location later on that has one of those racks. We can get the ones we're missing from there.
No worries, there's plenty of people to turn into a fine pink mist.
Yeah. But you can see why I gave the warning at the start about this game is a little violent. If that's not your jam, you know, maybe you just come back in a little bit. We're getting this water basically just for marathon safety.
Stay hydrated, chat.
Let me grab my water while Max is drinking.
I do notice that all of the ladders are that universal yellow color for climbable surfaces.
Yes. It's fantastic. You got to make sure that your safety codes are being followed in the wasteland. Gonna shoot this blue guy because they are the worst. They have tons of health.
Now who's doing a racism?
And they also they block attacks unless you charge it up for a power hit. All right, almost exactly 25. That's great. So that's another legend rank upgraded there by hitting 25 in that combat. I heard your joke, Monkey. I was just not acknowledging it. I'm gonna let you know that I heard it. It's important. All right, we're gonna try the trick. So there's a physics trick here that we're gonna try. If we get it, can save a couple minutes. It's extremely inconsistent. So my policy is I usually try it 3 or 4 times, and if we don't get it, we just move on. We go for the backups. So, chat, send me your energy. Post your favorite dog emotes. Post cute emotes. Whatever you want. Just give us some good luck as we go for the trick. We never really came up with a good name for it. There's like 3 people who run this game. I started calling it the trick, and everybody was like, yeah, sure, that works. There's no good way to describe it. It's also the only like big skip in the game. So this wall here, we're going to drive at it, and then we're going to try and boost at the correct timing. If we do it right, it'll launch us up in the air. Like that, but we didn't get high enough. And the objective of this camp is right over that fence. So, if we can get launched high enough, we can shoot a thunder harpoon at it, blow up the objective of the camp, and complete it instantly, without having to like go through the front door, do like the 3 required ground combats. And we do need to destroy some camps coming up here for some requirements. We need a better exhaust for the car to complete the speed demon, which requires getting the threat level of this territory down to 3 from 5. And camps, when you're trying to do large threat reductions, camps are the best way to do it. So we're going to give this 1 or 2 more tries. First try was pretty decent. We're not getting jumps at all on these. Let's try it one more time. And if we don't get it, we'll just move on to the backup. We got at least a little bit of a jump. You got an idea. You got a peek at how it works. You got a taste. And it's inconsistent, like I was saying, because sometimes you get the good launch. Oh, I tried.
Didn't have the power of the poon.
Yeah. If Chum had fired fast enough, maybe it would have worked, so I just hit the button. Tried to get lucky. Didn't work. We'll just head over here to the backup. I appreciate the emotes and the support in chat. I think the current world record doesn't even go for that, but it's a marathon. You gotta try it. There's a large sniper tower here at the backup that we gotta take out. And of course, there's an enemy sitting here. Why is there an enemy spawned there? That makes no sense. Oh no, oh no, oh no. These towers are gonna be shooting at me. Where is this dude? He's gonna cause an issue because my car is very low health. Alright, that might have been enough damage to leave me alone. Was it? No. Oh, it is. Okay, they're running away. So the enemies are a little bit cowardly. If you do enough damage to them, they will run away. They don't want to die. And this gate that I need to bash through is a massive gate. It's going to take a few rams, and these explosive towers that are shooting at me can hit me while I'm doing that. That broke without pulling it down. Crap. I tried to boost out of the way of that one. Didn't quite work. So now, unfortunately, Chum is trying to fix the vehicle while it's in range of that tower. So I gotta run farther away, out of range of this tower, watch my feet, and then hit the button to summon Chum, and he'll bring the car over if I get far enough away. I was trying to do it without having to heal the car. Safer way would probably just take a few seconds, let Chum repair it up a little bit. But that doesn't take too long. Alright, this is the safer way to try and pull this, but the way that he'd fired the explosive missile at me before kind of blocked off that path. Oop. So we gotta build up some speed around this corner, ram into this gate. Oh, we got it in one. Nice. That's hard to do.
We've come through!
Lie low here.
Where am I going? There I'm going. Alright, so there is a risky way of doing this. You can kick that down sometimes, they won't immediately attack you, or you can just shoot the door. I've started shooting the door, it's safer. I'm gonna hesitate here for a second once they aggro, because I don't want this guy hitting me. This guy's running at me, and if you get here too quickly, he'll just slash you instead of jumping down with his knife. So just wait there for a second. Fortunately, got kind of body blocked there. Wasted a little bit of time. But we take this camp because we can get the sniper tower outside. It's not too far away, and we can just run straight to the objective. Ignore all the fights. Whenever there is a camp that lets us do that, it's usually a good option, because there's not many of them. Ooh, he just missed.
Homie caught the ankles.
That might have actually done damage, I can't tell. I was not looking at my health bar.
Dude, sucks to be the three guys standing by that.
Yeah. Just boom. And of course Max is just standing there without a care in the world. I was like, what? Was I supposed to back up? Also, being the anti-action hero, staring directly at the explosion. Don't think that's good for your eyes. Would not recommend. Alright, so we're gonna head over to another camp. If we'd gotten the trick, we could skip one of these other camps. Whoa. We're gonna not mess with that convoy right now. We need to be on the other side of this ravine, but there's a convenient ramp here. Whee! There we go. So there's a sniper tower here we're going to take down. There's also a massive scarecrow. One of the few we can take down with ramming it. Most of the massive scarecrows need like a level 4 harpoon to tear down, which we can't do. So these larger scarecrows have a pretty big threat reduction on them. We can just do it by ramming it twice. Sometimes you can get unlucky and it'll take 3 rams. We'll try to do it in 2 here though. Yeah, there we go. It doesn't look like that moved a whole lot because each meter is larger basically every time you advance a level of threat. So That did the equivalent of, I think, 3 scarecrows in damage to the threat meter. This guy is not leaving us alone. I don't think I need to worry about that, though. Just not going to. We're gonna hit this other camp, which we can also do very quickly. It's also the other camp where we can get the rest of that challenge for stabbing people with thunder harpoons. There's also a kind of a gross thing coming up in this camp. I'll let you know when we're getting up. If you're not a big fan of like body horror and gross out stuff, I will tell you when to look away. I'm not going to describe what happens just in case you're not one of those people who likes that kind of stuff. But it is a quick animation that gets us a legend rank, so we will take it. How did that miss? Hello? I think I need one more. Yep, there we go. So we need 2 more of these. We need one to blow up this door. Hopefully this guy will... I'm waiting for that guy to swing at us. Because this guy with the shield and the weapon hurts real bad. So we're basically him into attacking and then avoiding it. Because once he attacks, there's like a cooldown before he can attack again, essentially. So that body on the ground there, when we get near that on the way back, that is when you should look away if you do not like the gross out. It will only take a few seconds. Alright, look away. And we're good. We're done with that camp. We're fast traveling out. The grossness is over. We're going to go visit Griffa, which is going to give us 2 more legend ranks, which could put us to Feral Lizard, I think we're at. No, Feral Fiend 8. So we'll need 3 more legend ranks to hit the goal we're aiming for. We'll have a couple opportunities to go for that coming up. We should be good to go. We'll be fine. We're also, while we're there, going to upgrade some of our on-foot capabilities. I see in chat Motas did not appreciate that. That's why I give the warning, especially on the RPG Valkyries where they try pretty hard to give content warnings, so trying to follow, you know, how they do it around here.
I like to think I'm a pretty internet-hardened man, having seen a lot of the shock sites from the 90s, you know, the one where it's some kind of number and a thing. I hated that scene, and you have to do it for 100%. And boy howdy, I just hated it a lot.
Alright, so we got 2 more legend ranks. We also upgraded our combat capabilities quite a bit. We do more damage while in Fury. Our Fury lasts longer. We do more damage with weapons, and it takes longer for the weapons we're using to break. So a nice little group of upgrades there. And we're not going to be visiting Griffa again for the rest of the run. He will not have any more new tiers of upgrades for us until we hit Gas Guzzler, which is the required rank we need. So, like, the ability to get free ranks is no longer relevant. Alright, we have 3 shots, so we can shoot this guy. And this guy. And we want to shoot this War Crier. Depending on how many shots there, I shoot different things in this camp. And that's the last of the sniper shots we need as well. So it was also the last of our sniper shots, so it works out.
The nocturnal ones, the buzzards, they've seen us.
We're just gonna drive right into this fire because Max gets out on the right side of the vehicle. Again, there's only a little bit of fire. He'll be fine. He's very angry. It protects him from the fire. Like every RPG you ever play, any character who has like anger-themed attacks, it's always fire damage. So Max has got fire resistance. That's how that works, right?
Oh, I was saying earlier, I think it's just Australians have innate fire resistance.
That too, yeah.
But also because he angry.
Alright, we're gonna loot this ammo crate back here. Gonna get a shotgun shell. Only a shotgun shell. I can give us some other stuff sometimes. But we dropped this gas can down here in the middle of this room. And this camp is different from the other camps that we clear. It has a completely different objective. Oh, we gotta reload because we were empty. In order to clear this camp, you have to kill every enemy in it. Oh, that didn't kill as many as it usually does.
You have to kill the Blue Man Group and their entire backup squad.
Pretty much. Oh, nice timing on that Fury build. Because there's a bunch of these members of what you call the Blue Man Group. And they're normally rather annoying to fight. But they can't block you when you're in Fury mode, so... Get hecked, nerds. Got him. Maybe he needs a Snickers. I like that. I've never tried handing Mad Max a Snickers. That is not a thing that I've tried. You may be correct. Oh. Sometimes if you hit the block button a little late, instead of parrying, Max will guard the attack and reduce the damage. That's what I did there. Could have gotten a legend rank there. We're just a little sloppy with our gameplay. It's fine. We've got other options. We're doing fine. It's also one of those runs just like glad we took the marathon safety extra challenge ranks, take a little bit of extra time. So we have made a few mistakes. Would be behind more to where I'd be more worried if we hadn't taken them. We're still on a pretty good pace. So thanks again everybody who's hanging out. Wow. Usually that guy takes longer to attack. He's on his game today. There's a lot of people gunning for promotions today, Monkey.
Gotta climb the ladder.
Bring down this ramp. Half the time that'll just squish that sniper. Yeah, it hit squish the sniper. I'm gonna let all of these guys jump down. I think that's all of them. Alright. And then we're gonna get in this corner and set off a big chain reaction.
I caught myself looking at the stream instead of the Discord stream, and you said, yep, the ramp squished him. And then a second later, he just gets annihilated.
Yeah. The instant replay for people in Discord. Man, our restreamer is getting the puns in chat. I appreciate it. Helping out with the marathon, punning at the same time. What champion? Oh, this is gonna be annoying. Okay, I am going to set the GPS to be safe. Sometimes I still mess up this drive without it. Would rather not mess it up live on stage because I tried to save 3 seconds, you know?
Swag strats or die, yo.
It's not even a swag strat, it's just remember which way to drive.
Well,
which is pretty dang hard sometimes. Let's be honest.
Sure, I'm glad I don't run these convoys. Not healthy transporting
Whoa.
crude oil or gasoline through these lands.
Alright, that gave us the upgrade. I'm gonna wait on equipping this because if I equip that upgrade, it'll actually put me to a full stop since I changed the parts on the vehicle. So if I crash into something, or when I get to the fast travel point we're gonna unlock, I will equip it there. Always saves a few seconds to wait. So we were supposed to unlock one of these earlier, but there's a death race here. It's another one of the wasteland side missions, races. And they are fast travel locations, and you just gotta drive far enough into it that it registers. Usually the best way to do that is just slam in face first, because it takes you to stop instantly. And then you can just start backing up. So now we have the road captain's exhaust. Do we? We picked the right thing, right? Did I mess up? What did I just buy? Monkey?
I whiffed it.
It's fine. We've got some time for that. We actually do need one more scrapulence here anyway. So this is where we would go get it. And we'll have enough extra scrap to do that. I bought something. I was not paying attention. Either that or we just don't have the scrap for it, and I was not noticing that sooner. We should have had the scrap for it, but I guess we are technically missing one scrapulence, and we are far enough ahead that maybe we just haven't gotten an extra scrap tick from our camps yet. So I'm going to go pick up the extra scrapulence we're missing at this point after we get this mission. And then we can go equip the road captain's exhaust there. This is a little bit of an unfortunate detour. It's what I was talking about earlier. We do want to avoid having to go pick this one up. It just takes time. So this is the area where we need, hello? Will let me fast travel? Apparently not from here. Where we need 2 wasteland or stronghold upgrades, and we already have 1 because we have the dog. So now we only need 1 more. And in this final area of the map, it's so small that there's only 1 part to each stronghold upgrade. So just gotta find 1. And we gotta go all the way over here for this last scrapulence. The game was real mean. It spawned like 3 when we couldn't get them. It might have been 4. I lost count.
Yeah, definitely at least 3, because it was like 2 back to back.
Yeah, 2 back to back at the start. The other one we were driving another scrapulence home. I don't remember if we saw 2 at that point or 1. Oh. There's the scrap tick, but it's not quite enough to get us to 600 anyway. I think I thought I had 600 and I didn't. So I menued the thing and I hit the buttons and I exited the menu and I was like, wait a minute. Car doesn't look right.
Rerouted all power to menuing and did not even glimpse beyond anything that.
To give an idea of how much time this saves, we were, before this big split we were on, we were about 6 minutes ahead. We're probably going to lose all of that because of a couple of the small things that happened and having to detour to get this.
Dang, they got anchors that can stop cars now.
I almost made a real bad joke. I'm behaving. Look at me behaving.
You don't know how much willpower I've exercised tonight.
I do. I know you, monkey. I appreciate it.
Stay away from
Sit tight. This might.
It's one of those things where, like, despite how much we joke in the Discord, I know you can behave when the time requires it. Even if you like to joke that you can't.
Dude, I love that you just like roll up in. It's like, yo, chum, chill out while I like yoink this armored vehicle and like probably don't let them murder you to death or something.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you got it, Jesus.
We haven't been getting many of the Saint dialogues as we're driving around. It's a little bit unfortunate. Some of them are pretty funny.
Dude, the writing for this game is so freaking good.
It feels like you're in universe of the movie without just being a typical like licensed movie game that just retreads the plot of the movie. Like, it's really good. Like I mentioned, it starts like sort of a non-canon side adventure, but the writing is so good. It feels like this is just a sequel or like a Rogue One for Mad Max, you know?
It's so interesting to see the like the yin and yang of movie tie-in games, because it's either like, man, what a just steaming pile, or like, dang, all right, okay. And there's like no middle ground. There's no like mediocre movie games. It's hit or miss.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, I keep talking about, there's a show I like called Troll Hunters. They got a game, and they licensed some like nobody company to make a like 2D platformer that feels like a 2005 Flash game, and it hurts my heart because there's so much cool stuff they could have done.
Well, you see, Monkey, good video games usually cost a lot of money.
I guess, but like they had Guillermo del Toro. Like, come on.
You'll be okay, Monkey. We're here for you.
And then, like, on the flip side, you have that weird Skittles game that's not Skittles.
Oh, it's so good.
That game is wild to me.
All right. So now we want to go back up here. We need to get to Gastown. We're going to take a short detour on the way to get the part we need. Yeah, Darkened Sky, that's the one. I remember vividly. GDQX 2019, I think. Late night, tech crew, nothing's going on, everything's working. Liz Star had that as a backup game and was practicing in the corner. And we had to be quiet because the audio in that room was not good. But I was bored, so I just sat down next to Liz, and she showed me that game and did like kind of the full commentary while I was asking questions. And oh my god, that game is amazing.
Does Listar run any games that have any actual merit to society?
I mean,
like, I know she does like a Mega Man DOS, which I'm pretty sure is an exercise in masochism.
There's a lot of people who would say that Rystar is fantastic, but other people would say it's terrible, so it depends on who you ask. She plays a fantastic brawler called Three Dirty Dwarves that's, oh my god.
I think I read that fanfic one time.
Oh my god. I like how half the commentary is me saying something, Monkey making a joke, and me going, oh my god, Monkey, in response. Liz had a thing where she's trying to play every Genesis game, so I assume she has speedrun some actual good games in there too, but the jank calls to her. We love Liz Star.
Dude, I think I would have to get on like a triple dose of like Ritalin to be able to focus enough to force myself to do like a console anthology run. Like,
oh yeah.
I know TMR did, I think NES? Maybe SNES? I want to say it was NES.
I think it was NES, yeah.
That was wild, dude. Because, like, you know how much crap you have to shovel through, too?
Oh, yeah.
Like, imagine doing GBA and you have to play, like, every god-awful, like, Nickelodeon-licensed, like, cookie-cutter platformer nonsense.
You know the easiest console anthology to go through?
What, like Virtual Boy? Oh my god, I guessed it! Absolute
There's like
right
6
here.
games.
I don't know, I feel like Ouya might be easier, because I don't know if the Ouya had games.
Yeah, I think the Ouya just played other platforms games. I don't know if there was like any
Stay
Ouya
put.
exclusives.
I'm gonna look around.
What if we sold you a console that exists to be an emulator machine, but we can't call it that? Wink, wink.
As you can tell by us just going off in the weeds right now, Motas, if you got anything to say, just let us know.
First, you want to know.
We're not talking about anything important right now.
This is good news.
But that's why I generally just invite a friend on for this game. Because there's large points where it's just, you know, you can sit back. The game is pretty self-explanatory. We're driving around. We're fighting enemies.
How bad
Doesn't need deep technical levels of commentary. Just having a friend you can chill with is good vibes. I like this game.
Dude, if I could make 100+ people listen to the dumb crap I have to say, like, hell yeah. It's like being a
Monkey's all about that.
politician without the stress. Or
we have-
bribery.
We have talked about incentives, we've talked about the prizes, we've talked about the charity, and now I'm going to talk about the merch.
Ooh.
Because there is a merch shop for Speedrun Ragnarok, which has a wider selection of items than ever before. We have tees, hoodies, and tanks, and we've also added football jerseys, baseball tees, and face masks. We also have a limited edition logo series exclusive for this year. And all profits from the merch sales will be donated directly to Take This.
We just came into this random ass cave because it's the quest for Chum. He wanted us to find his holy wrench. That's it, his holy wrench. And in that cave, I love that cave because the enemies in this game use the word corpse as a verb. They say, you don't gotta worry, we corpsed them all. And then they see you, oh, cockroach looking for a corpse. And it's so thematic to this universe, like we were talking about earlier, how the writing is so good.
God, that reminds me of a tweet I saw where it was like, God fear me strength.
Right, so we did all of our side questing. We went into Gastown. We talked to the guy. We can enter the races, technically, but the races are full. He'd have to make room for us. He kind of hints he'd get somebody killed. You know, that's a lot of work. He's not feeling up to it. He wants a favor. The guy who runs the Gastown races, he loves his lights. Now, let me talk to you about how swag this guy is, Motas and Monkey. This guy has a servant who follows him around carrying a generator at all times so that his vest, which he's strung up with Christmas lights, can be lit up wherever he goes.
I think I remember that guy and distinctly remember like, hell yeah, alright, okay.
Like, that's some powerful energy.
If I can't have Christmas lights adorning my body in the apocalypse, I don't want to be there.
Yeah, like my body is a temple, and this temple celebrates Christmas every day of the year.
So he's sent us on a quest to visit the most dangerous place in the wasteland, because that's the only place where people know where you can get more Christmas lights, because the ones on his vest are starting to go out. And you know how it is, like 2 lights go out on your string of Christmas lights. You can keep it going, but you know in 2 weeks all of the rest of them are going to go out one after another.
Well, the frustrating part is it came with 2 replacement bulbs, but God knows where those ended up.
Yeah. Sometimes they're like attached on a little baggie, and even if you still have those, you replace the first 2, and then like not even by the end of the Christmas season, more will start going out.
God, I remember like a long time ago in a galaxy far away, Best Buy did a Christmas promo where it was a gift card that came with a string of LEDs, like Christmas LED lights that you just plugged into a USB port, and so my cousin and I both got $1 gift cards.
So many awful tales about this place.
So this is the Underdune. It's an airport. I've been told it has similarities to the Sydney airport. I have never been to the Sydney airport. I cannot attest to how accurate that information is. But Mad Max is just sort of generically in Australia. They avoid talking about where. It's sort of supposed to be location agnostic. But one more thing on the growing list of Mad Max fans who try to build a case that this all happens in Sydney. Just one more data point for you there.
Well, also, there's like 3 cities in Australia. It's really funny if you look at a population density map, it's just a ring around the continent. Anyone's like, inside part? Nah.
Pretty much, yeah. You don't mess with the outback unless you have to.
It's like the States, there's not really much in the middle.
So this drive is scarier than it looks because there's all these hanging cars here. And one of the issues with our car setup right now is that we are currently set up to be the speed demon, except we have got some extra armor on. But all of the parts we have right now means that our car is not healthy. We've got the basic armor on. It takes a lot of damage. So you gotta take that carefully because if you don't, it's gonna hurt. You take a lot of damage to your car by hitting even just one of those explosive traps.
Yeah, all it takes is one Australian doorbell.
Studying me.
Yeah, it feels like you should have to drive that, do that on foot, but the story and this bridge and everything make it clear you're just supposed to do it in the car. I don't know why the camera did that. I was not touching the right stick at all. Camera just decided it wanted to look in that direction. Oh, it's stuck on this tiny railing you can't see.
It's big.
Right. Ideally, I would love to get 2 challenge ranks in this upcoming fight. There's a forced fight. It's really long. We should get a 25 streak. I might reset for health and just reset my fury meter, because that will also make it much more likely that I get a challenge rank for filling my fury meter very quickly, because I don't think our fury meter's empty right now. It is kind of a dangerous fight, so having more health would be good. So yeah, I think I'm probably going to hit an autosave, then reload real quick. Just for safety reasons. This is going to waste a little bit of time, but it reduces the chance that we have to sidetrack for stuff later on.
All is looted here too. Gotta keep on.
Speaking of health, another opportunity to remind chat to stay hydrated.
Yeah. Oh. Interesting physics. Would have been great if you did that earlier game. You know, when I was trying to jump. I don't hold a grudge. I don't know what you're talking about.
There. The moles.
Also, the world's tamest jump scare is coming up. If you absolutely hate jump scares, I'll let you know when it's coming. It pretty much only gets people when they're playing it for the first time. Like, they're super hyper-focused. They're leaning in on their screen. And then, oh my god, that was a little spooky. Like, not even scary. But I know some people absolutely hate jump scares. So I'll let you know when we're getting there.
Well, to be fair, this area is a little spooky just because it's like dark and shadowy.
And there's like just people screaming in the background. It's like, it's just generally spooky. And then they get you with the very, very minor jump, you know?
I was talking to someone earlier about that clip where it's like a British game show or something, and the guy like pulls out a thing and goes, technology, and the woman's like, oh.
Give me a thunder harpoon. Dang it. I'm gonna get some water for marathon safety here.
Man, the guy in the background, a little spoopy.
The dead guy just hanging out?
No, the crawler who crawled behind you.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Push on.
Alright, so we're gonna round a corner. It's the next corner. Oh, no, it's the one after this corner, I'm sorry. The world's tamest jump scare. It's coming.
Why
Gonna be some mannequins and it's gonna go like, oh, there you go. But it gets people if you're playing and you're like, you're into it casually, you're super focused, all areas spooky.
I've got a great story that ties to that. I came home one day, and the way our house is oriented, you come in through the back door, you go in the kitchen, and there's a little hallway into the living room. And I came in late one night, and I was tired, so I didn't bother flicking on the lights. Just walked to my room, and I felt something brush against my leg. I said, "What the hell is that?" And I looked down, and it was a cardboard box full of mannequin arms.
Oh.
And I almost peed.
Yeah, that's spooky. Like,
Turns out a friend of ours bought a bunch of mannequins, and we were just storing them for a little while. My friend was like, "Oh, go in the basement." Our basement's already a little murdery as it is, and when you go down and there's like 12 mannequins, it goes straight up to like Silent Hill level, like, ah.
come on. Fill the fury meter. That might have been too long. Really? Wow, amazing. Alright, these little guys are the priority. They're super annoying. I'm actually gonna wait. I tried to use a shiv to get my fury meter filled quicker. Didn't work out the way I'd planned. There we go. Got 25 combo, and we filled the fury meter quickly. We're just waiting for some dudes to kick open this door. It should happen pretty soon. Yeah, there we go. So while we're waiting on that timer, we can just do some combat, try to build some combat challenges. And that is perfect. We need one more challenge. We have one more guaranteed challenge we're going to get when we do the race. And then we will have our requirements met. It's also nice because there are some challenges you can get driving out of here. These guys are a pain, and you don't want to have to rely on that. Yeah, boost past him. Come on, come on. No, no, let me pass you. These guys are called drop kickers. They are very annoying because they will infinitely drop mines behind them as they drive. And they do a lot of damage to your car. Oh my god, that Molotov was placed perfectly under my wheel and spun me out. Good arm. Well, there's enemies up on the edge of the map. Throw those at you as you drive by. And sometimes they throw the perfect one. You just gotta give them a round of applause. Good throw. That was a good throw. What the heck? They got good aim today. And here comes another drop kicker. I'm gonna slow down because it kind of messes with their AI a little bit. And boost. And maybe we can get past him. You do not want to be driving behind these guys. There we go.
What, homie?
So they do that. I don't know why, but if you just like slow down at the right points, they just drive into stuff.
They're looking over the shoulder. Where the hell is this guy?
Then he forgets there's a wall in front of him. Yeah, it just happens. Gas Guzzler. Okay. We were waiting to reach Gas Guzzler before we got some upgrades. But we can get them now. These are also requirements for the mission. We need to have any fist upgrade, any jacket upgrade, and any wrist armor. We got the second tier fist upgrade because that makes our melee damage just do a little bit more. And there's kind of a boss rush coming up. But that second tier is locked behind reaching Gas Guzzler rank. So we're waiting for that.
Praise be said! We made it! We got the ladies for the loudmouth and we still draw breath! Let's hurry back to Gastown and deliver!
He better be ready.
I thought I had to wait for the dialogue there, but apparently you don't. There's another similar situation where you have to wait for the dialogue before you can fast travel. I got them mixed up. Unfortunately, we are no longer on PB pace, but that is fully expected. Was not expecting to get a PB during the marathon run. So we're going to fast travel down here to this race. It's going to put us in a better location to where we need to go. Driving anywhere in Gastown is terrible. doesn't take us a whole lot closer, but it gives us a better road to drive on, basically. The other issue is this GPS, it purely calculates the fastest route based on over the land distance. It doesn't take any other factors into account. So you see, I only had to drive a few feet for the GPS to say, oh wait, this way is faster, because it recalculated instantly. That's how small of a difference in distance these two routes are. But the road here is a lot more blacktop. There's not as many turns, and it avoids a really bad off-road section where if you even peek off the side of the road, you get stuck and slow down really hard. So this way is actually faster, even though the GPS tries to tell you otherwise. Because your top speed on these blacktop sections is actually higher than on just the off-road roads with the tire tracks. This is the only annoying part of this part. There's this turn here. It's kind of a pain. So this is the race we've been preparing for. In order to participate in the Gastown races, the outcar was surprised we came back alive, but he's not going to complain because he got his lights. So he just casually crosses the name off the board, says that guy will have an accident. It'll be fine. But we need a fighter. Chum is not qualified because he's a mechanic. He's not good at fighting.
I like to think it's the opposite. He's actually just too powerful. Like, he would just slap them into oblivion with his, like, crazy long arms.
Oh my god, these guys are being super annoying. I hope they lay off. Yeah, you could go with that theory. I'm fine with that theory. We do need to real quick... That pose from Max is real strong. We need to remove the armor from the Speed Demon, so it counts as being the Speed Demon. Which unfortunately kills over speed. I gotta sneeze. There we go. Sorry about that. I tried to lean away from the microphone at least a little bit.
You dare ruffle his feathers. He's the one to see about
Hope that wasn't too loud.
but beware. All come here to race, knowing they risk their hides.
We gotta come over here where there is a fighter we can recruit. But she has a debt to this race guy. So we have to pay off the debt, and of course he wants us to pay off the debt by entering a race. Shocking. What was it you were going to say there, Motas?
We did just get a donation from A Silent Harmony of $10 that says, $10 for the RPG Valkyrie Post-Apocalypse Christmas Light Vest Generator Fund. Or to take this. It's all to you to decide.
That's a great fund. Pretty great.
Yeah, I wonder if his bulbs are going out because he's routing like a whole ass generator through his vest and not like a 9-volt battery.
Probably, yeah. They're also not like LEDs or even the usual stuff. They're big old bulbs, like incandescent bulbs.
The kind that we don't use anymore because they'll burn down your Christmas tree.
Yes. So this race is actually very difficult, but I will show you the pro strats of the beginning of this race is U-shaped, and if you turn left, you can skip that initial U, and once you get in front of the cars, they are no longer threatening. Congratulations, you can defeat this race easily every time just by turning left, because this is basically a big race while everybody is trying to car combat you. They have weapons, they've got armor that slam into you, they'll try to spin you out. And you have to hit these checkpoints of these lines of barrels. And the only way it counts is if you actually crash into a barrel. So if while they're driving around and they're causing problems, one of them spins out and takes out like almost the entire line of barrels, it's going to be real hard for you to get credit for that checkpoint because there's only like 2 left. So it's a real problem if you fall behind and they are trying to fight you while you're trying to race.
Yeah, some of the races in this game are like super ridiculously difficult. Just for like 100%, there's somewhere it's like, do this race as this car.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you got to get like the shorter time where the Griffith icon is a huge pain. Ugh.
It's not too bad with this one because you can get in front, and then like getting the Griff icon is free once you get in front. And that's why, even if I hadn't gotten that other legend rank in the Underdune, we still would have been fine, because we'll get one here pretty much guaranteed. A very, very good race is about 1 minute and 3 seconds left on the timer. Anything over a minute's still very good, but realistically, you're shooting for around like 58 seconds or more left on the timer for this race if you're doing well. This was not a great race, but it's pretty good. It might be above a minute. It'll be close. Nah, just under a minute. I always try to skip the cutscene there, and that makes Max get out of the car, which is not what I wanted. But it cuts to a black screen and Chum's talking, so it makes you think it's a cutscene, and it's not. It's just tricking you.
Dazzle flaps his wings in appreciation. I don't so often see racing. Grand elevation.
I've cleared Tenderloin's debt. Our deal's done.
Now, fine. We have everything else we need, and we can go do the Gastown races. This is the big check. This mission right here is where you need to be Gas Guzzler rank. You have to have all these armor upgrades and everything, because there's a bunch of boss fights afterwards. And it's like, okay, you need to at least be a little bit prepared for this.
Not sure I get the point of the fighter.
The nice benefit of this is having Tenderloin in the back of our car during this race means she reloads like 2.5 times faster than Chum does. It's amazing, because our main weapon here is... oh, I can't upgrade right now. That's unfortunate. Would have liked to have the ammo upgrade. I knew I was missing something. Because we're going to be using Thunder Harpoons during this race, almost exclusively, and she reloads them very fast, because those already reload slower than the Harpoon. And if you just start with Stank Gum's car centered on your camera, right at the start, spam the button, it'll snake its way through all those other vehicles and hit the one you're trying to kill. Kind of nice little early damage strat. So we're trying to stick close to him, not let these little guys get in our way too much, and shoot as soon as Tenderloin up reloads every time. This race doesn't look too hard when it goes well, but if any of those guys get in your way, if you miss a shot or any of that, it gets way worse, because the second half of that course is awful. Now we have a fight with Tenderloin, because this is almost wholesome. In the post-apocalypse, in the death races, they say that when somebody wins the race, it's the team of two that wins the race together. It's not just the driver. You're both part of a team. So, the only way to fairly determine which one of you is the champion is that both members of the team have to fight to the death afterwards. Tenderloin is kind of RNG. You can only attack her so many times, and then she avoids attacks, and you have to wait for her to attack to counter. She has 2 attacks. One of them is blockable, one of them is not. If you walk away slowly, the one that is not counterable, afterwards she does a strike that you can counter. So you just want to be out of range of the first strike, and you can counter it if she does throw the right one. If she throws the wrong one, then she starts to wind up the second one, and you can counter that one. There's another boss fight that works basically the same, but he does the Mike Tyson, where he gives you like the 8-second delay out of nowhere, and he also has 2 different speeds of his attack, so he's a little bit more annoying. Not the best fight, but we got through it.
God, it just reminds me of during the Olympics when the bobsled team wins and then the 4 guys have to fight each other to the death.
What the heck, Monk? I was like, how are you going to connect this to the Olympics? I was waiting I believed you.
Time to fight Scrungus McBungus.
Alright, so Scrotus is kind of an annoying enemy. He's got health gates. We want to damage him until he stops taking damage. Then it unlocks another attack that he has that he will not use until he hits these health gates where he'll charge at us. You can tell because he's highlighted red. And we want him to charge into those barrels, blow himself up a little bit, and then you can start hitting him again. And these like chainsaws on a pole that he's got.
It's some big Darth Maul energy.
Yeah. They have extremely active hitboxes that linger for days. So when he's doing the attacks, you gotta wait till well after he's done attacking. Otherwise, you'll just walk right into them, even though he's like no longer attacking anymore. So we need to get one more health gate here.
Oh, isn't there kind of a yucky cutscene coming up after we beat this man? Or is it later on?
Later. That's
Oh,
the
word.
end. I generally skip that one unless I PB, so we're probably not seeing it. I thought you were at the health gate. Are you not at the health gate? Oh, no, you are. You just didn't want to charge. Okay. Because you're too close to the barrels. Yeah, you're thinking of the end of the game. We're not quite there yet. I'm going to drink some water. I'm kind of low health.
Stay hydrated, chat.
That's why we picked it up. That guy just body blocked me so hard. Alright, we're going to get this ammo belt upgrade. Importantly, because that gives me a second shiv, and we're going to hit a ammo box here. We do not have access to the car right now, so the only ammo we can get from this box is shivs, and it will fill up our shivs. And unlike other parts of the game, we are actually going to use these shivs for damage. It's very uncommon, so we do want those. Alright, so we get fight number 2 with Scrotus. Once again, gonna get a weapon here. He calls me a fox thief. He apparently knows me very well.
You took my car. Your car.
Alright. Once we do enough damage, it's gonna do like a cutscene here. So we're doing some ship damage right now. There goes the cutscene. What are you gonna say, Monkey?
I was gonna say, just like, imagine having a foot and like 100 pounds of raw muscle on a guy, and a Darth Maul chainsaw saber, and the guy just like walks up and just starts like open palm, just slapping the soul out you, and you just take it. And Scrungus deserves to get whooped.
This fight's a little bit weird. You like stun him with the weapon when you get certain hits, and you will drop your weapon to attack him when he's stunned, because that's sort of how the fight ends. You get him to a health gate, you get that animation. I need a weapon. Normally he kills one of his dudes that's holding a weapon, or you get Fury. I think I'll try to just get Fury. There we go.
Don't you love bosses that wipe out their own ads?
Yeah, it's great. Well, except the one later. We'll talk about that when it comes up. There we go. That was scary. I started the animation to finish the fight by punching him right as another enemy was winding up with a weapon that probably would have killed me. But we did the thing. We beat Scabrous Scrotus, except cutscene. We skipped the cutscene. Stankum shows up. Spoiler alert, he's not actually dead. He aims a crossbow at us and shoots us in the middle of our honorable combat. What a jerk. And then we get kicked down into a pit, left for dead.
No, that's
Are
a
you
different
gonna say
game.
the line?
car.
I thought I was standing where Max would say the line so I could drink. Because once you get Max to say that one line, you can just start moving. Once again, I heard the joke.
Yeah, that woman. The doc said concubine.
So
She'll
Max
know.
is angry
She'll know
this
where it
time
is.
because the prize of the big race is the Big Chief, the big vehicle that Sankum was driving with the V8. And instead of being given the big chief, Skoro has attacked us. That's not how this is supposed to work. Did I go the wrong way? No, it's right here. Okay. So Max is like, well, I won the race. I did everything I was supposed to do. You didn't give me my prize. I'm going to steal the prize because it's not stealing, it's mine. I won the race. And I feel like, you know, that's semi-reasonable.
It's my engine, and I need it now.
Climb the ladder. Thank you. Sometimes Max just likes to stand in front of the ladder and not grab it, which is not great. Right. So we need to lure some of these guys a little bit further away. We could go for this, but it's very risky, and we want them to be further away from the objective we're going towards before we go for it. Okay. That door is only vulnerable to explosions. The problem is, you gotta walk slowly through that tar while carrying a gas can, which already slows you down.
I would have called that more of a gallop than a walk.
I was jumping to go a little bit faster, but you don't get like the full jump animation where you're carrying the gas can, so that's why you get that kind of weird gallop motion. We're gonna heal just because there's a fight here that's kind of annoying, and then another boss fight coming up. Normally would skip that, but you know, marathon showing, would prefer to not die. Oh. I was trying to line that up so it hit multiple enemies. Only got the one. Come on. Reload. Max. Reload the rifle. Alright. That's all of those blue enemies. Like I mentioned earlier, they are the worst. Guy with the knife, I would have also liked to get in the AoE of those shots. He likes to just flail around with the knife. Unblockable attacks that are a pain in the butt. They also like to dodge you, but usually if you attack them and they dodge a few times, they will follow up with an attack you can counter. So I usually attack them twice and just hit the counter button, because I'll almost always attack into it.
Get down and get out.
Unfortunately, we did take quite a bit of the damage, which is why we took that safety water, but now we want more safety water after this. So we gotta operate this pump. It doesn't tell us until we try to operate it that it's out of gas. So just gonna grab some, give it the smallest pixel of gas. Literally mashing the button to cancel refilling, because that's all it needs.
Let's get this thing to the hunchback.
And now we're driving the beat up Big Chief, which is big, heavy, and slow. And this is a weird thing. Whoa! The ramp usually does not do that. It has flamethrowers equipped. Can I, like, you know, go when I hit the accelerator? That would be great. And all along the path that it wants us to take, there's a bunch of enemies that are going to spawn. They're trying to ram us and slow us down. But they only spawn on the path it wants you to take. So what if we don't take the path it wants us to take? Well, without getting stuck in the tar here. Spun out a little bit. Let me get the assist from these guys ramming us a little bit. So if we turn this way, there's still a couple enemies, and they've set up a barricade trying to block you from going this way. But if you bust through the barricade, this is not going as well as it usually does. Let me tell you. No more enemies spawn here, and they also don't really chase you. And you'll notice that once I get up here, the GPS changes pretty quickly. So it's not that big of a detour. And now I can drive the rest of the way without those guys harassing me. Whoa. He spun out like inches from this loading zone. It was a little bit frustrating. So now we get here, we skipped so many more cutscenes with Hope. I don't know why our screen is filled up with blood. There we go. We're not actually that low health. But it turns out that Hope's daughter, Glory, has gone missing, and Max and Hope have sort of been helping each other out ever since he let her out of the cage, doing each other little favors, and she basically says, "You owe me, find my daughter." So Max is going out, kind of repay the debt that he's got to her at this point. He's also, like, slowly opening up to her a little bit. There's some implied maybe they might like each other's stuff going on. So we gotta go find Glory. Why am I driving? Fast travel.
Don't blame me for saying, but we should really not risk the Opus now that she's complete. We should focus on.
And of course, as Max and Chum are talking here, it's revealed that Chum and Max have different plans for the car. Because Max's goal the entire time was to drive across the Plains of Silence, which is the huge, empty, dried out ocean. He's just done with this place and wants to go somewhere new. But that means that Chum, who always hangs out back there where he wants to put fuel tanks, doesn't have a place. And he's having a crisis of faith.
No one forced you.
Because he thinks Max was sent by the Angel. But Max wants to do something different with the car. Doesn't fit with his plan. So he's questioning Max. He's questioning the Angel of Combustion. What should he do?
It's not like there's a perfectly good passenger seat.
Yeah, I know, right? Let's be honest, Chum's not really a seat person. He built himself like handlebars on in the back of the car to hang on to. So we get there, and the person that was supposed to be with Glory is dead, and there's tire tracks leading over here. So the assumption is Glory got taken. We gotta go get her back. That's a good headcanon in chat. I like that. It's the same Chum from Pawn Stars. Alright, so there's another water thing here. We're pretty low health. Don't have any more water. I've said this many times. We're gonna get this for marathon safety.
Understood.
We should be fine, but there is a big boss fight at the end of this section that's kind of annoying. It's just not gonna risk it. Unfortunately, one of the ways the water works is it doesn't scale very well into the late game. Your health bar gets bigger as you get more upgrades from Griffa, and then the upgrade you get related to water is that the water from those points fills up your canteen faster, not that the water gives you more health. So as your health bar gets bigger, it takes more water to fill you up to max health. And not that it heals you faster. So as you get into the late game and you want to heal up, honestly, if you're playing casually, just hit a save point, reload your save. It's going to be way easier than trying to drink water.
Stay with the car.
And by a save point, I mean like any autosave.
Jump back in.
There is an ammo box back here. We do want to get another shotgun shell. Here we go. Oh, missed the doorway. So this section, there's a couple fights, and then we have to explore two of the three of the side sections. And we pick the two in particular that we do, because one of them has a shotgun shell guaranteed out front of it and an ammo crate. And we can end the fight in there pretty quickly with the shotgun shell. The other one we pick because there's no enemies. So we're just going to move our way through here, checking these side areas, doing a couple small fights. If you got anything to say, Motas, here's another good time for you.
Must keep looking for the child.
Well, I think it's probably time to remind everybody who's watching that this is Speedrun Ragnarok, put on by the RPG Valkyries, who are an inclusive group of female and femme-leaning speedrunners who all love and run RPGs. If you'd like to join their Discord, please use !Discord for the link in chat. The Discord is open to all people and all genders, and also, as you can probably tell by the game that's being played, Speedrun Ragnarok is not only RPGs, there's a full of many genres coming the rest of this week.
You could argue this is an action RPG. Like, there's levels and upgrades, and it'd be on the fringe. But you know how, like, RPG Lower Break sometimes stretches it. I was like, yeah, this counts as an RPG. We're an RPG event. You could make an argument for this one.
I think you're probably right.
Seeing some more friendly faces in chat. Appreciate everybody who's dropped by, giving us support, just watching the stream, you know? Giving more numbers on the stream helps out too. Let people know what we're doing. If you don't have money to give, or you only have a little bit, just promote the stream a little bit. Bring some more eyes on it. It helps. This game is basically Pokemon. Okay, give me your theory to explain that one. I want to hear it.
The cars are the different mons. That's all I got.
You can steal and like capture different enemy cars. That's true. Like I've brought back home the scrapulences a few times, and the act of doing that means if I go to a stronghold and I think it's like X on an Xbox controller, I can choose a different car I want to drive, and I can drive a scrapulence instead of the Magnum Opus. And you can like steal and hijack other cars to unlock those as well. So I can see it.
Does that make the car parts the HMs and TMs, or?
Ooh, interesting. Maybe.
That's solid.
I can go with that. Because you can unlock more moves through your upgrades. Like, I basically just have the Harpoon and the Thunder Harpoon, but you can get the flamethrowers that I had on earlier. You can get, like, spiked rims that do damage by grinding against enemy cars. Spikes on your car, so when enemies try to jump on it, they impale themselves. So this boss fight's a big pain. He's a big guy. He's got armor, huge health bar, huge weapon. He's basically a beefed up version of that guy we fought in the first boss camp earlier. But he's got all these friends with him, and in order for this fight to end, we have to kill both him and all of the enemies he comes with. But if we kill all the enemies, he spawns more. So we have to try and avoid killing all the enemies so that he doesn't spawn more, because then we'll have to kill those at the end. So what I try to do is use the enemies to build up fury, use the fury to attack him, drain the fury, and then go back and attack the enemies again. But we don't want to like kill too many of the enemies because, as we've seen before, these big boss dudes, they can friendly fire. So we don't want to leave like one dude, then he accidentally kills that one dude. Then we're in trouble because he spawns a bunch more. Okay. I would appreciate it if this guy would get stunned. Usually, attacking him with Fury will stun him, because stunning is important because it lets you shiv. Like that, because it does a huge chunk of his health. So there's 2 guys left. That means I'm going to stop hitting his ads. Just wait for him to charge. Counterattack after he charges. Yeah, like that. He just... I don't think he killed that dude. I did a bunch of damage to him. And unfortunately, at this point, the only way we can really damage him is by baiting him to attack and then hitting him while he's recovering from the attack. I can use some shotgun shells. They don't do a ton of damage, but this guy always drops like 4 at the end. And after this fight, there is a fight I can use some shotgun shells on. Save a little bit of time. I think I need like maybe one more combo on this guy. Wasn't the best fight, but it was alright. He's also damaged his friends a lot. Oh, come on. The prompt for killing him came up and then went away. The problem is, it shows in like an A button above his head, but it's not a press an A button. You have to hold the A button. So it's only there for like a fraction of a second. You actually can't activate it in time. It's a little bit annoying. So there we go. That guy's down. Just need to clean up these other 2. We've killed a lot more guys in melee combat than usual. There we go. 3 shotgun shells. Fills us up.
Are they gone?
Come on.
Please,
That's
let us
all right.
go.
Cat is having a lot of fun theorizing what exactly the genre of Mad Max is. I like this.
I like to keep my Steam library organized, and sometimes it's just like I will just invent a genre because I just can't be bothered to try to put it into an existing one.
Well, it's also like one of those games that hits like 3 genres, and you know that no matter like which one you pick, you're always gonna misremember which one you put it under, and then you can't find it.
That's why this one is squarely parked under podcast games.
That's very fair, especially these open world games. Just go around mindlessly doing map objectives. So unfortunately, unlike the other one, where we only had to leave the Underdune with the car, we have to drive all the way back to Deep Fry's temple with this vehicle.
Why does your mama stay behind?
There's going to be some annoying enemies that spawn outside of the Underdune, trying to give us some trouble. And we can move on.
But why the Underdune?
Now, also when we got here, we got ambushed right as we arrived, and we started moving out on foot. So Chum took the car and said he's taking it back to the temple. And if you remember, Chum was having a crisis of faith earlier. He might have done a little dumb. So we are now driving the drop kicker and can drop the mines on the enemies. And if you get like right in front of these guys and start dropping mines, they'll usually get off your tail. But sometimes they just decide, no, they really want to eat some mines today. And then, yeah, of course, he blew up right next to me, spun me out. Not the best. The ideal here is you want to get out in front of them, drop the mines. They spin out to avoid the mines, and then they stay off your tail. We lost a little bit of time there, but it wasn't too bad. They really like the mines today. Usually you kill like 1 enemy on this drive. There's only like 1 dude left now. still hitting the mines because with these guys that are about this distance away,
That's gas.
it'll keep them from catching up on you.
That's where Mama's at.
Now that he gave up, I can stop hitting the button.
Gastown's safe?
No.
Why?
This is adorable.
That's
Glory's
just
going
the
to try
way it
and
is.
convince Max here that he should stay with them and become her new daddy. And the dialogue is just... You can hear Max struggling with it because he had a wife and a kid before the apocalypse. It's like the big thing you see at the beginning of the game is his picture of the two of them. And he's getting enough of a taste that maybe he could have a family again. He's having doubts. His dialogue is just super cute.
Are you going to stay with me and my mama?
No.
Why? We can be three. You can be father.
No. I travel alone.
Like you hear him choke up a little bit there and go like, no, no. Like I honestly think that Max's reaction there is cuter than Glory trying to ask it.
Here we are. We made it.
All right, so we get here and predictably,
See mama?
since Chum was having a crisis of faith, the car is gone. He's panicked. He's lost his faith in Max. He's lost his faith in the angel.
Where is it?
He has taken the car. So we borrow a car from Deep Frya,
Gone.
and we're going to go where we think Chum has taken the car, which is the second time we're going to fast travel all the way down here, which is why right at the start of the run we use this balloon. And then our last on-foot
Never
boss
should've
fight
trusted
here
the hunchback. Too close now.
when we get here. Whoa. That was actually a really good jump. You don't want to jump there, but I got enough height that I landed on that rock and drove over it instead of like crashing into it.
Never, ever trust nobody.
Sadly, I do not think you can get water here anymore. This area is just different now. So you walk up here, car's here, Chum is on the ground. Turns out it was a trap. Stank Gum's here. Oh no. This is the Tenderloin fight, just upgraded and more annoying.
Always guided by the finest artist.
Ideally, I want him to attack and for let me counter, or for his little underlings to come over, because he dodges shotgun shots, but only if you target him with them. If you can catch him in the AoE of a shotgun shot, it'll still do damage to him, stun him, and kind of let you get some attacks on him. So I'm gonna try to line up a few shots. No, I was just a little too far away. In the meantime, just let him get some attacks in. Sometimes when he misses with the unblockable attacks, he can get a single attack in afterwards. Wow, missed all of them. Unfortunate.
And what a bummer.
A bunch of those were very close misses too. The shotgun has basically a cone of damage in front of it. So you're just trying to catch him in that cone. You also have to play it careful. Like, ideally, you'd want to be perfect parrying these, but he has two different attack speeds. He has like a slower wind-up, and then one where he just attacks almost instantly. So when you see the counter button, it is just much safer to just counter. Don't mess with it. We should get Fury here. Should let us get some extra hits in. Normally he will attack, he'll avoid attacks, but if you can get him trapped against a corner like this when you're in Fury, you can keep getting past his dodges, get some extra damage in. So that was a good amount of damage. Kind of makes up for that fight a little bit. Still not the best fight though.
I'm a wretched
Real quick, jumping in. Good guy JDP. I went into this game without having seen the Mad Max films and enjoyed it as a standalone. There's probably some stuff that went over my head, but it can be enjoyed as a standalone.
Yeah. This is a non-canon side adventure, and there are some characters that are from the movie-ish or related to characters from the movie. For instance, this is not a spoiler. Scabrous Scrotus is one of the sons of Immortan Joe. So, you know, there's connections to the movie, but it is a completely different story.
It doesn't.
I'm punching the car there for a reason. I'm not just bored and waiting a dialogue. Every time Max starts one of his dialogues there, if you are punching at the right time that he starts the dialogue, it just skips it. I don't know why. It just does. So it saves a little bit of time. Max is just so angry he's punching the car to save time. It's in theme for the game, right?
Here I was thinking you were just practicing your Street Fighter bonus level.
Yeah. That's a good reference. I like that. I hadn't even considered that before. That section is deceptively dangerous. Alright, so we're gonna drive off the ledge here. Get off. Get out of the car. No? Max doesn't want to get out of the car.
I will have his blood. I must find him.
Why are... This is supposed to kill us being down here. Okay, there we go.
It did.
But where is he?
It was just like draining my health instead of the instant game over. So the idea is right as you're driving off the edge, you want to get out of the car. Because there's a lot of dialogue here. You can skip some of it by punching the car, but some of it, about half of it is chums. And if you get out like this... Okay, well, that's not working. We'll just deal with the dialogue. And Chum in the vehicle goes off the ledge. He gets far enough away that it doesn't play his dialogue. And then if you just like punch the wall, it skips Max's dialogue.
He murdered them. Scrotus.
I think if I go over here, it skips Chum's. Ah, I didn't get the long skip.
The blood bag upside down in the organic mechanics. He called himself Scab.
This is the big one you want to skip.
Boy, he said.
Max is
Was
super
with
angry.
Scrotus. He said so.
He can't fast travel until Max is done talking here. We're
Yeah,
gonna go visit
he'll know. And he
Jeet's
will
territory.
tell
If you
me.
remember a while back, we got this upgrade that lets us refill our ammo. We're gonna do a big climactic car battle at the end of the game, and for some reason, it does not give you full ammo. You can just enter this fight without full ammo, and it's like, sure. That seems like a bad idea, but we'll let you do it. So you got to make sure that that's not on cooldown here. Refill your ammo. Then we got to go find Blood Bag, which this is so in universe for this game. It's a war boy, and the war boys are like bred for fighting at this point. And this guy had some defects. He's not a good fighter, so they hang him upside down and use him to give blood infusions to people who are injured. So that's his name, is Blood Bag. And he's angry because he wants to be a war boy. He wants to be out there fighting, and he's been given this job that doesn't let him fight. So he's angry at Scrotus, and he tells Max where to find Scrotus, just because he's been hung upside down and used as a blood bag. So, you know, the classic trope of treat your underlings well, otherwise they will betray you.
Paint my name in their blood. Paint my name.
Oh wow, that guy did a get down, Mr. President, for this other vehicle I was trying to shoot. I was trying to hit this guy with armor. Because you gotta break the armor
Kill him.
to be able to like take them out. So shooting the ones with armor with the Thunder Harpoon is like the best way to go, because you can see it takes a while of ramming to do it. And that guy without armor just swerved in front and took the Thunder Harpoon for him.
Swoosed right in and ate it for the team.
Yeah.
Do it. The only thing you know how.
And yeah, now, so if you couldn't tell, we went back to Deep Fry's temple. Hope and Glory were dead, killed by Scrotus and his gang. He's saying, you had, you know, the things that you wanted, I'll take it all away from you. You can't steal from me. And Max has completely broken. He's had a mental break at this point and is hallucinating and hearing both Hope and Glory calling for him to kill all of his enemies in their name. And we're chasing down Scrotus in his Land Mover, which is the vehicle he attacked us in at the start of the game. So just kind of going full circle. Because it's non-canon adventure. So Max is not allowed to have permanent character growth. This would be far less difficult, except we have avoided a lot of upgrades throughout the game because we're trying to go fast. And this is sort of a big test of your vehicle combat prowess. And usually that requires better upgrades on your car. So we're just trying to take this out carefully because you can lose a lot of time if this fight goes south. Alright, I want to get on the right side of this guy because I want to take out his driver's side door. But he was like positioning where he wouldn't let me. The big issue is if you have to restart this fight, you can lose upwards of 6 minutes. It can be real bad. Okay, we got the driver's side door, which means we can harpoon the driver. We have 1 Thunder Harpoon left, and we have... how many shotgun shells? 3. Okay. So we can shoot this Thunder Harpoon, take out the armor, and then shoot the gas can in the back because we have enough shotgun shells left. We need 2 at the end. Ooh, the car is hurting. Okay, we're going to repair the car. This is risky because he may spawn more dudes. But if it gets so hurt that I have to get out of the car, then it gets very difficult to repair it enough to get back before you fail. Because there's also a big circle around the Land Mover, and if it gets too far away, you just instantly fail the fight. So if you're going for a PB, you'd just risk that low health there. But Marathon, Showcase, I've said it many times, we're taking it safe. Just top up our health a little bit. Knock this guy out. I probably want to heal a little bit more, actually. Because we used all of our Thunder Harpoons, and that means we're going to take some damage. Destroying the Land Mover. I needed to not get too far ahead. Because when they get too far behind the Land Mover, they speed up really hard to rubber band to catch up to it. If he rams me from behind, it'll do a bunch of damage. Oh my god, please. This guy. Okay, yeah, we definitely need to repair now.
Fuel tanks on the sides. A weak spot if ever there was one.
This is dangerous now because we killed his entire guard and we had to stop. So the chances of him spawning additional vehicles is pretty high. So we do need to repair it a little bit more. I'm gonna, yeah, let the warning show up and then just boost. That's what I'm gonna do. And we should be good now. We're catching up again. We should still be well underestimate this. There's this section and one like small fight, and then we are done. So we have to pull these panels off the side of the land mover. Would have done this earlier, but they are not available to be targeted until all of his guards are dead. And then once those are gone, it reveals these tanks of gasoline, guzzling, that we can shoot with either the shotgun or the thunder harpoon. You see that I took a bunch of damage by doing that because the shotgun is a shorter range weapon. Oh, he just spawned a bunch of these dudes. I need to get up here. Thankfully, when I shoot the second one, it triggers a cutscene. Health of the card does not matter at that point. Oh my god, we might actually PB by seconds. Somehow we pulled it back. I guess my final fight wasn't the best in my PB. Which is impressive because we've been taking lots of safety strats. So now, the land mover is at the edge of a cliff. Chum is begging us not to do it. We drive the land mover. We drive the magnum host into the land mover, send it off the edge of the cliff, and then right as it's falling out, the interceptor comes out. Scrotus saved it the entire time to be his personal war vehicle. But Max has got blood in his eyes. He doesn't care. He just wants to kill Scrotus. This is going to be a PB. That's amazing. Yep, that's a PB. That's time right there.
Oh, since we got the peeves, we gotta watch the gross part.
Yeah, so this is a very violent cutscene. It is a little bit gross. If you don't want to watch it, look away. Max is going to rip that thing out of Scrotus's forehead. But I will say my thank yous while we're letting this play out. We see Max drive away in the interceptor. I want to say thanks again to Monkey for being here, just hanging out, being on comms. This is kind of a cozy speed run. It's just good to have somebody you can chill with, and I appreciate it a whole lot. Thanks to everybody who tuned in. I saw a lot of friends in chat just giving me support. And of course, those of you who donated as well. It's a really good cause. Do encourage you to throw in donations. As we were talking about earlier, I believe the Monday prize block should be starting after this run. So if you're interested in any of those donations, you can get those in for the run coming up after this. Mad Max is a real small community. There's some information on speedrun.com if you'd like to get into it. It's a pretty cozy game, especially if you like open world games. We recommend. And yeah, thanks to the Valks for having me on. This is the first day of a whole week of speedrunning, so definitely encourage you to tune in for more. I had fun. Hope you all have fun. What's next, Motas? I don't remember. What's next on the schedule?
Well, next up is going to be Dark Souls 3 with Pandarag and Dave. And there's a bid war for the name of the character on that, so you have a little bit. We're going to cut it off right when the run begins. So if you'd like to choose a name for the Dark Souls 3 character, you should get those donations in now.
Yeah. So the game ends. Max, he threw out a snow globe, which we skipped the cutscenes that was important. That was given to him by Glory while she was trying to convince him that he should stay around as his daddy, and he was keeping it. He shows he was considering it. But now that she's dead and he gets the interceptor back, he throws it out, doesn't look back, puts the photo of his family back on his car and drives away. You see just the snow globe laying in the sand there as he drives off. He is once again Mad Max, reunited with the interceptor, driving into the distance. And that's this game.
Very interesting that it has such a genuinely good fleshed out story that they somehow managed to like completely make inconsequential by the end of it.
it's the sitcom ending where unless it is a like season ending or the end of the series, you got to end exactly where you started. Everything has to go back to normal.
Exactly.
But that's it for me. Thanks everybody for watching and for Vox for having me on. I'm gonna wrap up there. We're a little bit underestimate, so we were talking to Vox earlier. We might be sitting on the like AFK screen for a little bit while we get the next run ready. So stay tuned just in case. But definitely keep watching. And that's it for me tonight.